Chapter 161 Blood Bodhi. 2 people and 1 tiger went to the depths of the black water. About a quarter of an hour, a huge cliff in front blocked the way. Hey, no way, this road comes over, there is nothing good. Nanfeng was frustrated. Yi Yuan also stopped and looked around and found no useful things. This way, he has been paying attention to the surrounding environment. If there is any genius treasure, he will never escape his eyes. But until now, he has not found anything. As this colorful stream cloud really just fancy this place, want to occupy the nest. No reason. With this scorpion strength, you can go deeper and occupy a better place. Why would you like to choose here? Yi Yuan is also puzzling. Ha ha ha, don't you know what you know? I didn't expect you to have a lost foot. What knowledge is power, and now knowledge has become a bubble. Nanfeng sneered ruthlessly. For Yi Yuan repeatedly satirizing her lack of brains, Nanfeng is also deeply resentful. Women are the most vengeful, beautiful women are more vengeful. Only the predictions of Yi Yuan are very accurate. The south wind has never grasped the handle, so there is no way to refute it. This time, it's hard to see Yi Yuan's eating, and Nanfeng's choice of painful dog. Yi Yuan's mouth is pumping, and there is a feeling of digging himself to jump. However, he always felt that his judgment was not wrong. The question is, where is the Tiandi treasure? Yi Yuan, please don't you next time. Hey, white light, where are you going? The south wind is continuing to count the leaves, but the white light has turned into a streamer, rushing toward the cliff. The leaf is far-sighted, and the front is not bright. Does this little guy know where the thing is? White light came to the bottom of the cliff, went straight up, set foot on a rock, then jumped to the right and jumped up to climb. It was like a flat. In a very high place, the white light flashed and suddenly disappeared. Yi Yuan and Nan Fengqi looked carefully, but there was a small hole there, and the white light was in the hole. Is there really something good? Nanfeng whispered. At this time, she obviously guessed what the white light was doing. She couldn't help but secretly curse the white light just to play and not find anything. Although the white light has not yet come out, somehow, Nanfeng's face feels a little hot. I was hiding in such a hidden place. I wonder if I haven't found it for a long time. I don't think that white light actually has this kind of skill. Yi Yuan was quite surprised by the ability of white light. After thinking about it, Yi Yuan will be relieved. It is estimated that what kind of fruit is something white light does not smell. After a while, the white light figure appeared again in the hole, but this time, a small thing was licked on the mouth. White light glared at the little thing and ran down the cliff and came to Yi Yuan. There was a flower stem in the white light mouth with a small fruit on it. It handed this thing to Yi Yuan, and shook his tail with pleasing joy, which was like a cute charge. Yi Yuan smiled and patted the small head of white light to show encouragement. He picked up the little fruit with some excitement because he had recognized the little fruit. It turned out to be a blood bodhi. No wonder that the colorful clouds linger in this place, it turned out to be for it. Nanfeng was a little embarrassed, but couldn't help but curiosity and secretly looked at the little thing. It was a **** red fruit that didn't look so good. If it is her own, it is estimated that it has been filtered out as if it were not seen. Yi Yuan saw the south wind screaming and sneaking and looking like, could not help but laugh. Knowing that her daughter's face is thin, Yi Yuan does not stimulate her, but explains, this blood bodhi is a good thing. This is a third-order medicine, and it is extremely rare. If the colorful stream cloud has taken this thing, it is estimated that it is directly break through to the second-order late monsters. When the south wind saw Yi Yuan, there was no intention of opposing the army. He couldn't help but secretly sigh, but he still said, I have not let you explain. Well, it's my own, I like to show it, I have to explain it to you, okay? Nanfeng Ji-ru was satisfied, but immediately could not help but curiosity asked, since this blood bodhi is so powerful, why is it not eating for so long? Yi Yuan smiled and said, it's also a bad thing for this guy. If I expected it to be good, this blood bodhi should not be mature before, mature as the 2 days. He has not had time to eat, he met the white tiger and us. However, let us take advantage of a ready-made sheep. However, This thing is too violent for it to eat, and use it to refine the third-order medicinal Bodhi Dan, which can unconditionally allow the condensed crystal warrior to enhance a small realm. And, completely no side effects. After listening to the south wind, I couldn't help but open my mouth. The condensed crystal warrior unconditionally promoted a small realm. What is this concept? Condensed Jingwu, let alone break through a small realm, even if it is only a small progress, it takes time to accumulate. Among the condensed crystal warriors in the Qin state, except for the Dean of the Dean and the Wu Daofeng of the Association of Chemical Refining Pharmacists, the condensed crystals are twofold, and all others are all condensed. Nanfeng Yi's father, Nan Fengyi, is also the Qin Guoyan. He has been breaking through the condensed crystal environment for more than 20 years, and still stays in the condensed crystal. It can be seen that the condensed crystal warrior wants to take a step forward. What a tough thing. Qin Guo has 2 senior Dadan divisions, but they are unable to refine the medicinal herbs that can make the Jingjing martial arts directly break through the small realm. Yi Yuan can. If Yi Yuan puts a medicinal herb in front of these people, there are only 2 results. One is that they killed Yi Yuan, and then broke the head for this remedy, and the whole of you died. Another is to follow behind Yi Yuan's buttocks, hoping to win the favor of Yi Yuan, and then give him this medicinal herb. Even if you are a 2-time senior Dan, can you not see Bodhidharma? In fact, Yi Yuan said that he could help the smashing to break through the 4th order. There is not much concept in the south wind, because it is too far away from her. However, it can help the crystallization of the martial arts to enhance a small realm. This shock to her is too great. The south wind blinked at Yi Yuan, a look of words and stops. Yi Yuan laughed and immediately knew what she was thinking and said, reassured, this blood Bodhi can at least refine 10 Bodhidans, and I will leave 1 for your father. After Yi Yuan finished, Nanfeng's face was red, but he's still grateful. Thank you. Yi Yuan said, your own thing, never thank me, but thank me for your father's things, I really flattered me. However, you also know that I just broke through the spiritual environment and want to refine Bodhi Dan. I am afraid it will take some days. Nanfeng Ji-Ru did not have anger at this time, but quickly shook his head. No hurry, no hurry. Chapter 162 Dan Drug Dealer. Lianyu Canyon, a vast canyon, is located in the infinite forest. The miles are the limits of the spirits, and going further north will greatly increase the danger. Most of the infinite forests are within the territory of the second-order monsters. Only a few places will have third-order monsters, such as Chifengling. However, thousands of miles away, the number of third-order monsters will increase significantly. Under normal circumstances, the spirits of the warriors are absolutely not willing to cross this line of thousands of miles. Usually, the Lianyu Canyon is an inaccessible place. However, these days, the number of human warriors gathered in the Lianyu Canyon is increasing and the strength is getting stronger. From the original Lingye, a 2-armed warrior, to the current 8-9 heavy warriors in the spirit environment are flooding. Among them, there are some human warriors, which are the same half-step crystals as Su Yubai. In the depths of the canyon, there are faint unusual fluctuations coming out. Everyone knows that there is a rare treasure of heaven and earth. On the other side of the canyon, a large number of second-order monsters are also gathered, which is far from the human camp. Both sides maintained considerable restraint and did not make a big hit. In fact, at the beginning of the riots in the Lianyu Canyon, there was no small friction between the humans and the monsters. However, as the human warriors and monsters accumulate more and more, the realm is getting higher and higher, and the 2 sides are in a state of confrontation. Because both sides have appeared stronger, they have become more restrained. Among the human warriors, there are condensed crystal warriors, and the third-order monsters also appear among the monsters. Although the third-order monsters can't communicate with humans, the intelligence is not low. Naturally, they don't want to lose too much strength before the treasures are born. The same is true for human warriors. Yi Yuan and Nan Fengyu were now among the low-ranking human warriors. At this time, the dresses of Yi Yuan and Nan Fengqi have been replaced with the costumes of ordinary monster hunters. The face of Nanfeng's cockroaches has also been treated. Otherwise, it is easy to cause unnecessary trouble with her appearance. There are too many masters here, and it is obviously not wise to attract attention. In fact, Yi Yuan originally intended to let the south winds go back first, and he came alone. But when he proposed to let the south wind go back, the south wind screamed and thundered, holding a sword in Yi Yuan. The result ended in the defeat of Yi Yuan, and there was no way to bring her with her. However, Yi Yuan put forward a request, that is, listen to him no matter what the circumstances. This is the bottom line of Yi Yuan. Lianyu Canyon is no more than before, the strength of the two of them is too weak, only the water to fish away. If you don't keep a low profile, there are no bones that can only be eaten by others. Even if there are cockroaches flying, you may not be able to get it. At this time, the Terran side of the canyon is basically a group of 3 or 5, in the form of small groups. The team composed of Yi Yuan and Nan Fengqi should belong to the lowest level among these groups, and naturally it is not noticeable. Yi Yuan, have you just went out and heard what news? Asked Nanfeng. Well, I have inquired about some things, but most of them are just hearsay. But what is basically certain now is that this time it should be a treasure of fire attributes. According to the fluctuations in the depths of the canyon, it is the 2 days. Yi Yuan replied. But there are so many people, and the strength is so strong. Even the condensed crystal warriors have appeared. Do we have a chance? Nanfeng Suiyuan did not expect that there were so many people gathered here, and thought it was just an ordinary treasure. Who knows that I have been here, and I have seen so many people in the spirits. With so many strong people, where do you get them? She admits that Yi Yuan is very powerful, but after all, the realm is too low. It's not a problem to deal with 1 or 2, but how many people should they start? And now the distribution of the situation in the canyon is completely divided according to strength. Those half-step condensate crystals, the spirits of the 8-9 heavy weapons, are basically in the innermost. Once the treasures are born, they must be the first to rush in, where to get their peripheral warriors. Yi Yuan just smiled and said, the treasures of heaven and earth, those who have a chance, they will not be able to get strong strength. I have Yi Yuan here, what other people? Hey, let's brag, how do you know that you are a good person? Nanfeng stunned. I said, the natural king, who is who I am. Yi Yuan said loudly. Less nonsense, say business. What should we do? Nanfeng was completely defeated. What can I do? Recharge your batteries and watch them change. Once the treasures are born, there must be a fight between the human warriors and the monsters. When you just protect yourself, I will deal with other things. Yi Yuan Dao. Quote. Nanfeng Jiru instantly felt that he had become a drag bottle. Is it good for my aunt to let him protect him? But so far, how does Nanfeng Jiru feel that Yi Yuan is protecting her? And Yi Yuan's current strength is no longer in her, she does not need her to protect. The world is changing too fast. Just as the south wind whispered secretly, a burst of noise came. Good medicinal herbs. Good medicinal herbs. Drunken Star House produced, must be a boutique. Second order return to Dan. Second order care heart Dan. Second order healing drugs. Second order detoxification Dan. All kinds of remedies have everything, a warrior in a gray-clothed shirt shouted with a scorpion. He shouted and immediately caught the attention of many warriors. Most of these warriors are hunters of the beasts. They have been in the infinite forest for a long time, and there are not many remaining medicinal herbs on their bodies. At this time, a businessman who suddenly sold a drug was suddenly caused by a sensation. Yi Yuan heard someone selling medicinal herbs, and he couldn't help but look at it. Many people have already surrounded him. At this time, maybe a remedy is life-saving. However, Yi Yuan's nose is light, and it has already been smelled that the medicinal herbs are fake. Although some of the medicinal herbs on the exterior and the Drunk Star building are almost identical, the efficacy is probably not even 50%. Yi Yuan is just a faint smile, and he will no longer care about things over there. What he needs now is a low-key, not a show. Nanfeng Jiru seems to see some problems and can't help but ask, what are you laughing at? Is there a problem with that person? People have no problem, there is a problem with the drug. But anyway, if you can't eat dead, let him go. Yi Yuan said lightly. No, how do you see it? Nanfeng is also a good teacher, but no problem can be seen. The ingredients of the medicinal herbs are no problem, but they were added to the sputum during the refining. Originally, they were able to refine the amount of a medicinal remedy. He refining 4 or 5, and the efficacy was certainly much worse. Yi Yuan explained. You can see it at a glance. The south wind is different. Chapter 163 Not buying. I don't see it, it smells. Yi Yuan pointed at his nose. But, there is no smell at all, how do you smell it? The south wind is different. The drowning itself is tasteless, but when it is incorporated into the medicinal herbs, it will give off a faint special scent, Yi Yuan said. But you are so far away. Are you a dog nose? The south wind was speechless. Yi Yuan's eyes are turned, and he is speechless. Can you make a good analogy? This is the skill of the millennium, hee. Yi Yuan laughed. Yi Yuan is sensitive to the medicinal herbs, and it is deeply rooted in the soul after 1,000 tempers. Almost every medicinal material can be detected very sensitively. Rather than smelling it, it is better to say that the soul is instinctively reacting. After the last incident, Nanfeng Yi no longer doubted Yi Yuan. This guy, as long as it involves medicinal herbs or medicinal materials, prophecy and judgment is almost 100% accurate, never made a mistake. He said that there is a problem with this remedy, and this remedy is definitely a problem. However, Nanfeng Ji-ru followed Yi Yuan, but don't worry about the problem of remedy. This guy came out this time, and did not know how many medicinal herbs were refining, as if how to use them. Nanfeng knows that Yi Yuan Mingming only prepared a day's time. Where did he come from so many medicinal herbs? Nanfeng felt that he was more and more interested in Yi Yuan. The more I don't understand Yi Yuan, the more I want to know him. What kind of feeling is this? Yi Yuan and Nanfeng Yu chatted here, and the business of the Dan drug dealer was surprisingly good and too busy. This brother, don't you buy some medicine? At these crucial moments, these medicines can save lives. My medicines are all produced by Drunk Star House, and the effect is absolutely good. The Dan drug dealer was busy for a while, and began to sell his own medicine to a cold-faced monster hunter. Yi Yuan, the hunter of the monster, had already noticed that he had not moved when others flocked to buy the drug. Not only did he not move, but his team did not move. Do not buy. The cold-faced man just said a few words. Brother, I am a good medicine for these medicinal herbs. You know that the medicinal herbs in the Drunk Star building, but it is the one-step Chin country. Dan drug dealer kept praising the Drunken Star's medicinal herbs. Listening to the Dan drug dealer's vigorously Drunken Star building, Yi Yuan is quite uncomfortable. However, he also understands that people are doing business, and blowing is necessary. And now is not the time to get angry, so it is restrained. The monster hunter calmly listened to the tout of the drug dealer, and it was a faint word, do not buy. I said brothers, why? Dan drug dealers were depressed. The monster hunter looked at him and said, I only buy the medicine of the medicine incense, and the other ones don't buy it. Yi Yuan heard it, and suddenly felt a lot of relief. In this world, there are still people who understand. He said that the drug dealer did not do it. I said the brother, not that I said you, the medicine incense is about to close down, what are you doing hanging on this tree? In my opinion, no more than 1 month. Yao Shangge must be closed down, is it that the brothers will not eat the drug in the future? The cold-faced man glanced at the drug dealer in a cold eyes and said, the medicine incense will never fall. The owner of the leaf is now retreating. When he leaves the customs, there must be a way to turn the tide. Hey! Take it down. Who doesn't know that the medicine incense has been unable to return to the sky? It has been many days, and the medicine incense has not been moving, and the Drunk Star building has completely occupied the medicinal market in Qin by virtue of Juyuan Dan. That is, the Drunk Star building is a big one, and the Wanlu master has been pressing Yi Heng in the realm. What is the medicine incense pavilion? The cold-faced man sneered. What about it? The face of the Drunk Star building is crowned, and how many anecdotes have been done privately. Everyone knows clearly, Yeja's main house is very generous, waiting for me to wait for the beast hunter like a hand and foot. I believe God has eyes, the medicine incense will definitely pass this difficult time. When the man said something, the face of the person who bought the drug was unable to show the look of remorse. Many of them have received the favor of Yaoshangge, but this time the support for Yaoshangge is not as good as this team. Hey, it's really stubborn. It's worth it. I don't buy it now. I want to ask me to buy it later, and I won't sell it to you. After that, the drug dealer went away. The cold-faced man was too lazy to care for him and sat back again. The drug dealer did not suffer too much, and he continued to sell his remedy. It was just that the man was so troubled, his business was a lot worse. The cold-faced man looked at the back of the drug dealer and snorted. At this moment, a voice that did not know where it came from was secretly entered into his ear. The cold-faced man listened and suddenly changed his face. After a moment of contemplation, he stood up. Don't buy his remedy, these remedies are fake. This guy is a liar. The cold-faced man shouted. Hearing the shouts of the cold-faced man, all the medicines that were bought were all in a tight spirit, followed by a bad look at the drug dealer. The drug dealer was also shocked. He was somewhat guilty, but in the face of so many people he must be strong. You are going to have a ***** mouth. You can't buy it yourself. It's still bad for me here. Is it really good for me to bully? These medicinal herbs have the special mark on the Drunk Star building. It is absolutely authentic. You dare to destroy the Drunk Star. Lu, Dan drug dealer angered. The cold-faced man sneered. Hey, these medicinal herbs are not fake, but the medicinal herbs refining the Drunk Star building really have no problem. If there is any problem, you can talk about it. If you can't say that it is ugly, let's just say that this is a tie. After returning to the Imperial City, I will bring this to the Drunk Star building. Dan drug dealer threatened road. This month, the Drunk Star building is becoming more and more domineering. The medicine fragrant pavilion has completely disappeared, and they have almost become exclusive. The people who came out of the Drunk Star floor are now almost facing the sky. Since this medicinal drug seller sells the medicinal herbs of the Drunk Star building, it must have a relationship with the Drunk Star building. The cold-faced man was unmoved and smiled. The efficacy of these medicinal herbs is probably less than half of the finished medicinal herbs. You use these medicinal herbs to fool everyone. What is Anne's heart? He said that everyone's face has changed. Although the lack of efficacy is not a big problem, but the key moment is very terrible. For example, the second-order return gas, if the drug effect is insufficient, can only recover a small part of the force, isn't it waiting to die? The drug dealer listened to the cold-faced man and said that he was not in a hurry. Instead, he smiled and said, "You said that my drug is not effective enough, so let's not know if you try it." Chapter 164 Try a few tricks. Seeing that the drug dealer was so confident, the cold-faced man had some drums in his heart. Is it really a trap for others? The man said that he was also subject to the great grace of Yi Zhe, and he would think about punctuating the liar. Is it just to play with himself? During the talk, the drug dealer had already walked in front of a warrior who had just sold the drug, and sincerely invited him to test the drug. And promised that as long as he is willing to experiment, give him 5-second order return Dan. The warrior was somewhat hesitant, but the thought was that the drug was not enough, and it should have no big impact on himself. So he nodded and agreed. The drug dealers hold the boxing to the crowd. Everyone also saw that this brother refused to buy my remedy, which is no problem. But now it is out of ruining my character, and I can't ignore it. In order to prove the innocence underneath, I asked the brother to help test the drug. Should it be okay? As soon as the drug dealer was finished, someone shouted to the warrior who was preparing to test, "Lin Feng, you won't be bought by this guy. Buy your grandmother. I Lin Feng mixed in the Monster Hunter for so many years, who does not know my character? If you do not worry, you come." Lin Feng directly opened. "Ha ha ha, we can trust you, you try, let us know how it feels." "Do not worry, so many people look at it, will I still hang everyone?" After that, Lin Feng did not hesitate to take out a second-order return gas that he had just bought from the drug dealer. Taking the medicinal herbs, Lin Feng meditated on the spot and began to refine the medicine. Everyone is watching Lin Feng's every move, especially the cold-faced man and his team. Although seemingly calm, but the heart has long been playing drums. The cold-faced man now has some regrets that his brain has been hot, but for the sake of the grace of Yi Hang, even if he lost a person, it is worth it. When the cold-faced man was seriously injured and dying, he was completely penniless. The drunk star floor directly rejected him, and Yi Hang was free to heal him. This kind of kindness, he is also difficult to repay. So just heard the mysterious voice, he just hesitated and stood up immediately. It's just a shame to make a mistake. It's a big deal, and I'm not involved in this treasure action. However, if it is true, then the credibility of the drunk star building is a major blow, and it is also an opportunity for the drug Shangye to come back to life. He is willing to bet. Yi Yuan, how does the cold-faced man know that this drug is fake? Can his level be similar to you? Nanfeng saw this situation, and could not help but be very surprised. Yi Yuan smiled and said, I told him. I know it's your ghost. But how can he listen to you as a stranger? I just tried him. I didn't expect him to stand up. Hey, this time, I can let my father stay with him. I want to be a member of Yi family. We should cultivate ourselves. The power of it. Today, it is the first step to destroy the drunk star building. Yi Yuan faint. You, Nanfeng listened to Yi Yuan, but his face became bad. Yi Yuan smiled and said, you can rest assured that my father and I are not interested in the power of the world. The reason for doing this is just to have a relatively safe environment for Yi family. If your father is not at ease, I can let the father moved away from Shin. No. I will try my best to avoid this happening. Yi Yuan just smiled and didn't say anything. He knows that Nan Fengyi is very jealous of Sujia and Wanjia, and will secretly support his father Yi Hang. But the Wan family must be destroyed. The Su family, at least Su Yubai and Su Yulin, he did not intend to let go. In other words, in the future, Yi Jiawei will be the only one, and will Nanfeng be relieved. Nanfeng, after all, is just a little girl. Unless she breaks through the condensate, her words will never be insignificant. During the speech, Lin Feng has finished refining. He opened his eyes and everyone stared at him. Lin Feng stood up and slowly said, there is no problem with the drug. My Yuanli originally had only about 50% left. Now it has recovered to 8. After Lin Feng's words were finished, the drug dealer looked proudly at the cold-faced man. Brother, you are so filthy to me, what is it? The next 3 ways to smash the drunk star floor. The drug dealers don't have to hide and squirt directly. The cold-faced man was furious, and the drug dealer was so sinister that he wanted to smash it and completely ruin the reputation of Yao Shangye. How could he bear it? The cold-faced man is about to start, but he heard the mysterious voice. Don't worry, you let that Lin Feng use Yuanli to try. Hearing this voice again, the cold-faced man's heart is a little settled. Maybe this guy is not pitting himself. Lin Feng, you have to try a few tricks to see if there is any change in Yuan Li. The cold-faced man suddenly shouted. The drug dealer listened to this, and the original smug look instantly converges. He couldn't help but anger. You are so rude. I am innocent and innocent. Just say a few medicines, you have 3 times and what am I doing for the end? Is it true that I am correct? Are you the doglegs of Yao Shangye? The cold-faced man ignored him, but only to Lin Fengdao. Lin Feng, try a few tricks. If there is no problem, the income of our team will be yours. The cold-faced man is also going out, and directly takes all the gains from this action as a bargaining chip. The drug dealer's face changed greatly and was about to stop, but he listened to Lin Feng's haha and smiled. Shi Kaiyong, this is what you said. Okay, I will play a few tricks. After that, it was not waiting for the drug dealer to stop it. Who knows how many palms hit, Lin Feng's face changed. This medicinal medicine is really problematic. My energy consumption is actually 3 or 4 times faster than usual. Lin Feng said loudly. This sentence is like dropping a bomb. The eyes of all the warriors are locked in the drug dealer. Blood, ******* mouth spray. My remedy is no problem at all. 1. You must be colluding well. Dan drug dealers licked their mouths. Go to your uncle. I have mixed up in this line for so long. I haven't said that I have already said that you are selling fake medicine to Lousy, and that Lousy is bloody. Brothers, go up and abolish him. Lin Feng heard if you are not angry, you must call your own team to abolish the drug dealer. The drug dealer was shocked and instinctively ran away, but surrounded by monster hunters in all directions, where can I run away? Slow. Lin Feng team is about to start, but was stopped by Shi Kaiyong. Chapter 165 Supreme. How, Shi Kaiyong, will you not want to protect him? Lin Feng is not good-natured. Now it is a passionate group. Lin Feng himself is also a swindler, the tone is naturally good. However, Shi Kaiyong did not care, just cold and cold. Lin Feng, give it to me. I have a way for him to explain everything, and it will not be late to dispose of him. Said, Shi Kaiyong looked at the drug dealer, the cold eyes, seeing the drug dealers cannot help but a spirit. Shi Kaiyong said this, Lin Feng did not insist on it, and clap his hands, well, let it be. Shi Kaiyong looked at the drug dealer, cold and cold, you are shackling yourself, or let me do it. The drug dealer of the drug gnawed his teeth and did not retreat. He attacked Shi Kaiyong. However, he has not touched Shi Kaiyong, and one person slashed out and attacked his ribs. The drug dealer was shocked and quickly evaded, but another person cut off his retreat. Boom! The drug dealer on the back of the drug slammed a blow, and a cockroach rushed toward Shi Kaiyong. He was greeted with a solid punch. In the middle of the abdomen, the drug dealer had a big mouth. Just then, a small thing that didn't know where it came from flashed past and was accurately thrown into his mouth. Gu Lu, the drug dealer was involuntarily swallowed, and suddenly felt bad. Voice, vomit. The drug dealers desperately wanted to spit out the swallowed things, but the entrance to the game was instant, and only a little effort disappeared. Then he felt the trepidation and then he didn't know anything. Shi Kaiyong saw this scene, but also looked awkward. He just wanted to find someone who threw it, but he didn't find it. The mysterious man is obviously a master. Now you can ask, what will he answer? At this time, Shi Kaiyong's mind appeared in the mind again. Shi Kaiyong stunned, only to know why the mysterious man asked him to open the mouth of the drug dealer. Is it a medicinal medicine that was just thrown in? What kind of medicinal herbs can have such an effect? Shi Kaiyong converges on the mind and asks the drug dealer, who are you? Why are you here to sell the drug? Dan drug dealer said quietly, my name is Huang Song, it is the offering of Wanjia. The East sent me to the infinite forest, selling the drug to you, and at the same time, designing and destroying the medicine incense, let them fall into disrepair. When Shi Kaiyong heard it, he suddenly took a sigh of relief. This drunk star building is really full of everything. They have taken up such a big advantage, they have to kill the drug Shangge. Is Wan Donghai asking you to sell these fake remedies? Shi Kaiyong asked for his temper. No, it's the second east of Wandongyang. He said that the hunters are all, the bones are not worthy of such a good remedy. So they re-refined these medicinal herbs and reduced them. There is something added to the potency, so that you can't feel the reduction in efficacy for a while. But as long as you use the force, it will fall. Wang Song bamboo tube dumped beans, and directly put things to the bottom. I am the grass of his uncle, Wan Dongyang. He is the skeleton, his family is a skeleton. Mary next door, I will never go to the drunk star building to buy the remedy again. Mad, this brother really didn't have a good thing. Who brought the drunk star floor? Isn't it our hunter? We are licking the bones. We also sell fake medicine. For a time, the crowd is excited. This time, the reputation of the drunk star building in the monster hunter has completely stinky. Next, Shi Kaiyong asked a few more core questions, but Huang Song did not know much. Even so, some shady scenes were asked by Shi Kaiyong. For example, the hunter kills the hunters and so on, but also touches the bottom line of these monster hunters. The beast hunter in the presence, I am afraid that accounted for half of the Chin hunter hunters. I can imagine what the business will be after the drunk star building. After a while, Huang Song suddenly woke up, saw countless evil eyes, and suddenly pulled out the cold. What happened to me? You, what do you want? I am a drunk star man. You dare to move me? Huang Song swayed. Lin Feng looked at Huang Song and smiled. It was just a smile. It didn't feel very friendly. Brothers, we just bought so many medicinal herbs. Since these medicinal herbs are fake, should we return it to him? Lin Feng suddenly said to everyone. These monster hunters are old oils. When Lin Feng speaks, they guess the meaning of Lin Feng, and they can't help it. The next result is obvious. This yellow pine scorpion is blasted by those medicinal herbs, and the end is extremely miserable. Big brother, what exactly was someone secretly commanding you? A member of the Shi Kaiyong team couldn't help but wonder. Shi Kaiyong shook his head and said, I don't know, but this person must be a master. This kind of voice is a secret method. I haven't even heard it. There is also the drug that Huang Song tells the truth. It is unheard of. According to my estimation, this person must have a very close relationship with Yi Zhe, and it is extremely powerful. The big brother said that this person is mysterious. Just now you let me pay attention to the people around, but I didn't even see how the high man shot the remedy. This person actually saw the fake Dan medicine, and possessing such a powerful remedy, must be a master of Dandao. Shi Kaiyong nodded. Not bad. According to my speculation, this person has at least the strength of Dadan division. But since Yi Gong has such a strong support behind the main body, how can there be no action? I have a feeling, as long as this person is willing to take the shot, the Drunk Star building is definitely not an opponent. The team members were shocked and said, Big, Dadan Shi. Isn't that a big condensate in the middle of us? The players looked up and felt a little uneasy. A condensed crystal strong person is hidden in a group of spiritual liquid warriors. This feeling is absolutely not good. Shi Kaiyong frowned. Stupid. What do you look at? The predecessors are hidden among us. They definitely don't want to reveal their identities. Otherwise, they will not be so cautious. With his ability, he will kill the yellow pines with a slap. What did you do? This is the end of the matter. I will talk to both of them for a while, and this has nothing to happen. Listening to Shi Kaiyong said that the team was a cold sweat, and nodded like a chicken. Shi Kaiyong whispered. This time the treasure taking, we only do what we can. Don't annoy some unspeakable existence, otherwise you don't know how to die. I estimate that the condensed warriors in humans have already a lot of it. And I have a feeling that there will be more powerful strongmen. Shi Kaiyong's voice did not fall, and a strong breath suddenly appeared. The crowd that had already calmed down again had a commotion. This breath is strong enough to make people suffocate. These people are the warriors of the spiritual environment, but they can't even raise the courage to resist. Chapter 166 Strong Seas. Good, so strong. The south wind slammed his teeth and it was obviously a little difficult to deal with this pressure. At this moment, a faint soul force extended to her, and the pressure was reduced. The south wind looked at Yi Yuan strangely, but she saw Yi Yuanchong faint smile. This guy has the use of soul power. Has it reached such a point? Nanfeng was very surprised. For her, Yi Yuan is like an open map. Whenever she feels she knows more about Yi Yuan, she will find that she only knows part of him. This person is so strong, what is it? Asked Nanfeng. Where do I know? I also know that there are several condensed crystal warriors in Qin State, and the others don't know. And I don't think that Qin State has a sea warrior. Yi Yuan said without words. It is a superb rookie to take office, so I don't have to say it. Ji Qingyan is also black-faced on the borderless, and he has never heard of any strong name for such a long time. Chemical sea. The south wind has widened his eyes, and this is the first time he has seen the strong sea. Otherwise, condensed with a heavy weight, it is impossible to release such a powerful pressure. Yi Yuan said. Just then, a light and shadow was drawn across the sky, and a big bird stopped in midair. On the bird, Ling Feng stood an old man and was magnificent. Take the old man a little farther away. In the range of Taniguchi, there are cross-border people, killing innocent. The words of the old man are like rolling thunder, swaying in all directions and passing into everyone's ears. He left this sentence extremely arrogantly, driving the big bird to fly in the direction of Taniguchi. Who is this person? It's so arrogant. He let Laozi go. Laozi is gone. I can't go. The person next to him looked at him like a fool. Then you stay, we are gone. Oh, don't. Go together, go together. Who is that person? How can it be so strong? Look at him and there is a feeling of collapse. If I am not mistaken, the old man is the old man of the Black Crow who has been missing for many years. When he disappeared, he was only condensed, and he could not think that he would not die, but went further and stepped into the sea. My Scorpio. The sea. I have no play in my life. We all know. The crowd retreated in a tidal wave, and even the former condensed crystal warriors also retired. In the face of the sea of warriors, the condensed crystal warriors are not enough to see. The sea environment is not in the big realm divided by the warrior, but a special state between the condensed crystal and the soul sea. The sea, the full name should be Broken Sea of Sea. After the warrior entered the condensed crystal environment, the compression of Yuanli has reached its limit. It is impossible to continue to seal up the power in the body. After the condensed crystal warrior reached the condensed crystal 9, the Dantian became the biggest obstacle to the breakthrough of the martial artists. Ever since, the sages have broken the shackles of Dantian with great power, created the step of breaking the sea, and laid a solid foundation for the military to continue to break the limits. The condensed crystal warrior smashed Dantian together with the crystalline element in Dantian and turned it into a strange state. This process is the sea. This sea is called Danshanhai. After Dantian Huahai, the military can initially communicate with the outside world and mobilize the outside world to use it for the sake of its own strength, and its strength will be greatly improved. Calling the outside world and the strength of the world and the strength of the world, the former is naturally better. Therefore, the strength of the sea martial arts, and the condensed crystal warriors are not in a grade. Even if the condensed crystal warrior is strong, it is impossible to make everyone feel so oppressed. However, borrowing the strength of the sea and the sea, it is easy to do this. However, the broken sea of Dan is only a strange state. It should be said that it is the embryonic form of the soul sea, so it cannot be classified into a big realm. Even so, the power of the sea warriors has transcended the perception of ordinary people. It can be said that the condensed crystal warrior is also attributed to the mortal warrior, and the Huahai warrior has already taken the first step of the extraordinary. Yi Yuan looked at the back of the old man who was drifting away. He couldn't help but lick his mouth. A sea of power is a heavy one, what is it? Nanfeng slammed his mouth quickly. You don't want to live. That's the strong sea. Feel the faint scent of the south wind in the palm of your hand. Yi Yuan has a feeling of breaking into the heart and spleen. Isn't it just a sea? Give me 10 years, I will keep you from breaking through the sea of souls. Oh, but, for 10 years, it seems to be a little too long. Yi Yuan said. Yi Yuan's 10 years is too long, saying that he may not be able to stay on the border for 10 years. Even if he can stay in the border for 10 years, he will leave Qin State in the future, leaving the Yunyanzong. It is impossible to stay in Nanfeng as a nanny. However, the south wind does not think so. 10 years. Soul Sea. Although it is a sound, Nanfeng Yi feels that he has a feeling of tongue fight. 10 years to break through the soul of the sea, not to mention the Qin State, is the Yunyanzong. No one dare to praise this seaport. Moreover, Yi Yuan is not saying that he broke through himself, but that he helped to break through. Moreover, Yi Yuan said that it is not a breakthrough in the sea, but a breakthrough in the soul of the sea. Have you made a mistake? This kind of feeling is not like saying that it is breaking through the realm. It is like saying that it is a game. If you just say it, you will break through the realm. Yi Yuan also misunderstood, and looked at the south wind and said, is the decade too long? Hey, 8 years is okay. But no more. With your qualifications, 8 years are a little too strong. The foundation will be unstable. Hey, south wind squirted a bit of old blood. Although I know that Yi Yuan is very powerful, how do you feel that this sounds so unreliable? I don't blame Yi Yuan. It didn't take long for him to be born again. Although it has gradually adapted to the life of Qin, many concepts have remained in the previous world. In his view, with the aid of medicinal herbs, as long as the qualifications are not too bad, breaking through the soul of the sea is a breeze. Nanfeng's qualifications are not bad, but compared with real genius, the gap is not small. Therefore, Yi Yuan said that 10 years is actually a relatively broad time. However, this sounds in the south wind. It is not the case at all. It is like a feeling of blowing through the sky. You can't brag to die. 10 years to break through the soul of the sea, then you can be the head of the Yunyanzong. Nanfeng stunned his face. Yi Yuan responded to this. It seems that I just said a bit too much. She couldn't understand it because of the southerly vision. Haha, this has been discovered by you. Let's go quickly, don't be fooled by the old blame. I know you are bragging. Can you make a draft? The south wind blew a white eye. Chapter 167 Former Fire Rise. Roar. Just then, a huge cry came. A big bird broke into the air and stopped in front of the group of monsters, facing the old man of the Black Crow. After the big bird monster appeared, the monster side also retreated a long way. Hey, what a monster, it looks like awesome. Crap, lose you or the beast hunter, even the golden sword carving does not know. This is the fourth order monster. I heard that this golden sword is the lord of the Lianyu Canyon. This did not know where to lurk before. Now, seeing the old Black Crow appear, it can't help but appear. Hey, what you said, although I am a monster hunter, do you think I have the ability to hunt a fourth order monster? It would be nice if he didn't kill me. The appearance of the golden sword eagle also caused a commotion on the side of the human warrior. Originally, they all thought that this treasure is probably the old man of the Black Crow. But now, there is actually a fourth order monster, which can be seen. Although the sea environment is not a big realm, the strength of the sea warriors has been able to compete with the strength of the fourth order early monsters. Like the human warrior, the level of the fourth order monster is a great span. Most of the monsters will eventually stop at the fourth stage. Because the fourth step is upgraded to the fifth order, it is too difficult. From the fourth to the fifth, you will experience the most important stage of the monster, shape. The magical monster that has been transformed into a dragon has become an extremely powerful existence. The unsuccessful monsters will be destroyed by the sky. Therefore, the entire stage of the fourth order monsters is almost always prepared for this day. This also led to the difference in the strength of the fourth order monsters. Generally speaking, the fourth and early stages are equivalent to the humanized sea. The fourth order late monster is the equivalent of human soul. This golden sword carving should be just breaking through the fourth order. In terms of strength, it is estimated that the old man of the Black Crow is half a catty. Therefore, the current situation has become somewhat subtle. Seeing that there is a fourth order monster, the human warrior is almost desperate. A black duck old man will let them lose all the chance to win the treasure, and then come to a fourth order monster. Is this not a human life? Yi Yuan saw this fourth order monster, but there was nothing unexpected. Here is the boundless forest, which was originally the site of the monster, and it is strange to have no high order monsters coming over. And Yi Yuan is still stealing music at this time. These two guys will definitely fight for the treasure, and then he will be able to take advantage of the fisherman. The old man of the Black Crow glanced at the golden sword carving not far away, and snorted, and meditated on the spot. The fourth order demon animal is extremely intelligent. Obviously, he does not want to start at this moment. He also falls to the ground and recharges his hair. Sister, I guess that the treasure is born today. It can attract the sea and the fourth order monsters. Presumably this treasure is not simple. You will enter the space spirit for a while, so that I can go all out to find treasure. There is a feeling that this treasure is very important to me, and my sister will be wronged. Yi Yuan sincerely advised. The southerly fangs were bitten and the face changed a bit. In the end, do you still want to make soy sauce? She was born with a strong unwillingness. However, she also knows that there are strong people in the sea. She really can't help Yi Yuan, and it's not good to delay. Although Yi Yuan is not strong, various means are emerging. A person is looking for treasure, but it is safer. Good, well, Southwind finally agreed. Yi Yuan was overjoyed, and came to a place where no one was with Nanfang, and took her into the space. Just then, an extremely powerful heat wave came from the depths of the canyon, giving all the warriors a feeling of being cooked. But everyone is a spirit, because they all know that treasures have been born. The leaf is far-sighted and the face is also a joy. Is it the fire of the world? This powerful Yuanwo, I am afraid it is at least the fourth order. This is really right. Yi Yuan's knowledge is far from comparable to these people. From this fluctuation, he can guess the general situation of the treasure that was born this time. The so-called Yuan Huo is the kind of fire born in heaven and earth, and its power is extremely powerful. Once the warrior has a fire, the combat power will rise straight. Of course, the premise is that he can conquer the Yuan. Many warriors want to collect the Yuan fire, but in the end they are not burned. However, Yuanwo has another use, which is to help the refining pharmacist alchemy. 1 or 2 orders of medicinal herbs, the requirements for the flame are not high, ordinary fire can meet the needs. However, the 3rd order or more medicinal herbs are very reluctant to use the ground fire. As for the 4th order medicinal herbs, the fire is completely useless. Therefore, a refining pharmacist, the most coveted, is to have a fire. Even if Dan and Dan are able to have a 2nd order fire, the success rate and quality of alchemy will be greatly improved. Just compared with the number of refining pharmacists, the number of fires is too little and too little, to the extent that people are desperate. Therefore, most refining pharmacists do not have a fire. Yi Yuan's predecessor was Dandy, and the Juji Yuanwo was Standard. After the death of the flesh, the Yuan Huo was unable to bring him back to the world. If not unexpected, the Yuan Huo was naturally taken away by Ji Yun. Yi Yuan's previous fire was named Shang Kangjung, and Ji Zhengyang prepared for Yi Yuan. In fact, Ji Qingyan grew up in a honey jar. He started from the contact with alchemy. From the 1st to the 9th, Ji Zhengyang helped him prepare for the fire. What he has to do is to refine these Yuan fires. Ji Qingyan did a good job. After the heat wave, the old black crow and the golden sword carved a glance at each other, almost at the same time rushing toward the depths of the Lianyu Canyon. Others and monsters, after these 2 great powers left, dare to step in and out. Of course, some people have seen this situation and have retired with interest. However, in the place of Lianyu Canyon, they usually don't dare to come here. How can they let go of this opportunity? In addition to the treasures that were born, there are many good things in the Lianyu Canyon. However, Yi Yuanyuan may have been born in Yuanwo. Where is the thought of those things, and when they are in shape, they will swept deep into the canyon. Hey, have you seen it? Just a little boy with a spirit liquid rushed in. Ha! Go in and give Jin Jian carving a snack. I really don't know how to write the dead words. Forget it. Don't worry about him. People are rushing to reincarnation. What are we going to do? We are still collecting some precious herbs, but there are many 3rd order herbs. Ah, you are mean. That dragon weed is what I saw first. Yi Yuan went to the inside and felt a few strong breaths in front of him. It must have been a few human condensate warriors and those 3rd order monsters. When Yi Yuanzheng hesitated what to do, the white light that had been with him suddenly shaped and walked along a small road. Yi Yuan was waiting to stop, but suddenly remembered something, smiled at the corner of his mouth, and also followed up. Chapter 168 Aphrodisiac Lizard. The white light is all in a cold and secluded place. Yi Yuan follows all the way, but he barely touches people. This little thing, is it really the ability to hunt for treasure? Yi Yuan is more and more sure of this idea. If this is the case, then the white tiger should be taken with white light to find the blood Bodhi, but did not want to encounter the colorful clouds in the presence. The 2 sides fought a battle, and the white tiger lost. In this way, everything is explained. The streamer white tiger still has such ability. This little guy is really talented. Yi Yuan exclaimed. Yi Yuan's research on the wicked beast is very thorough. He has never heard of the skill of the white tiger with the treasure hunt. It seems that this is the self-contained attribute of the little one. It's really a treasure. When I thought that the white light was still in the way, Yi Yuan could not help but sweat. As he went to the valley, Yi Yuan became more and more hot. It seems that in all likelihood, it is a fire, but I don't know what it is. Following the white light, Yi Yuan's terrain is getting higher and higher, and the treasure is clearly deep in the canyon. This little guy, won't you lead the way? Or is he just looking for food himself? Yi Yuan couldn't help but groan. Although it feels closer to the treasure, the route seems to be not quite right. At this moment, Yi Yuan suddenly heard the fierce fighting sound at the bottom of the valley. Hey animals, are you going to die with me? Responding to him is a few penetrating birds. It is the old man of the black crow and the 4th order golden sword carving. Yi Yuan converged breath, the probe looked, and I saw a bird in the bottom of the battle. The battle between the strong sea and the fourth-order monsters, the momentum is really not the same. The thrilling colliding voice, even in the presence of 1,000 feet, felt a burst of heart. If it is in the near future, the light is the aftermath of the battle, I am afraid that it is enough for yourself. Yi Yuan looked at the place where the two played against each other, and the heart could not help but cool down half. The place where the old black crow and the golden sword are fighting is the entrance to a cave. Obviously, the cave is the passage to the Yuanwo. These two great powers hold the whole, who can go in? And they are so fierce, obviously also to seize the initiative to enter the cave. Really terrible. Is it really necessary to go back to Baoshan empty-handed this time? No, if it is another treasure, it will be fine, but for me now, Yuanwo is very important. This Yuanwo, I have to get it. Just then, the white light suddenly bit Yi Yuan's clothes corner and wanted to take him away. You mean, let me go with you. But the entrance is over there. Are you going to go this way, isn't it the opposite? Yi Yuan was in the heart for a while. White light pulls him in the direction of the mountain, but the back of the mountain is the same as the cave. White light, regardless of Yi Yuan, left him to run down the mountain. Yi Yuan suddenly has a flash of light. Well, is it true that there are other entrances? One thought in this, Yi Yuan quickly unfolded to keep up with the body. Not a moment of effort, and sure enough, a small hole that can only pass one person appears in front of Yi Yuan. White light shook his tail in front of the hole, and his face was as if he was inviting. Yi Yuaniu was overjoyed, touched the white head of the tiger, whispered, "Little guy, do a good job. Go back and have your benefits." White light seems to understand the words of Yi Yuan, and he was very happy to go back and forth in the same place. Yi Yuan came to the entrance of the cave, and a huge heat wave came over him, almost pushing him down the mountain. Yi Yuan sees this, but not shocked, but overjoyed. This shows that this small hole should really lead to the bottom. White light, you are also in the space spirit, here the temperature is extremely high, you may not be able to withstand. After that, Yi Yuan directly put white light into the space. Then, a faint force poured out and wrapped Yi Yuan's body. He did not hesitate to enter this small cave. The cave is extremely narrow, and the leaves are too stubborn to pass through, and the caves are overgrown with grass, which most people cannot find. The inside of the cave is meandering, but Yi Yuan can feel it, indeed it is the direction to the bottom of the valley. And the more you go inside, the more hot the air in the cave. Yi Yuan has to step away from the shield to resist this heat. I don't know how long it took, the front is suddenly bright, but the scene in front of it is beyond Yi Yuan's expectations. Looking at it, all around it is magma. This cave has turned directly to the ground. What kind of Yuanwo was actually born here? No matter what, or advanced to collect the Yuanwo. Then again, wait until the two guys have won the game, and then I want to collect the Yuan fire. I am afraid it is not so easy. Thinking of this, Yi Yuan did not hesitate to go directly to the depths of the cave. Just after taking dozens of steps, Yi Yuan suddenly felt a scalp tingling, instinctively feeling bad. Hey, a green figure suddenly appeared in front of Yi Yuan, straight to the far door of the leaf. Yi Yuan did not hesitate to sacrifice the Kengwa sword, a sword awning flashed. The green figure seemed to know that it was so powerful that he jumped in the air. Hey, the cockroach lizard. Yi Yuan recognized the green figure in an instant. The sinister lizard is only a second-order monster, but it is the same as the scorpion sarcophagus. There has always been an inflammatory lizard, and there is definitely a large group to follow. Sure enough, behind the rocks at the bottom, a dense green figure suddenly appeared, and the scalp was numb. This amount is simply not visible to the side. Then, the smoldering lizard automatically separated a road, and a huge smoldering lizard appeared in the sight of Yi Yuan. Third-order monster, the Genitus Lizard King. The sinister Lizard King stared at Yi Yuan with a huge eye, and made a squeaky sound in his mouth, apparently warning Yi Hao. Yi Yuan tried to communicate with the Lizard King with the universal animal language, but sadly found that it did not awaken the memory. Yi Yuan brows a wrinkle, he has no time to waste here, so he touched his waist. Hey! In the blink of an eye, countless jibs appeared, and the stag beetles formed a confrontational trend. Hey! I don't have time, I will hand it over to you. You don't have awakened the memory of the Lizard King, you should not talk about it. Don't worry about the young master, I will hand it over here. Well, the space spirit is handed over to you. Put it clean and hide in the space and don't come out. There are 2 powerful guys on it, you are not an opponent. Okay, I know how to fly, and Fei Fei opens the way for the young master. After that, Fei Fei took a large group of armed sarcophagi and directly crushed the Lizard King. Although the same as the third order monster, but awakened the memory of inheritance and the memory of not awakening, is completely 2 concepts. And Fei Fei took all the jibs to the deferred Lizard King, and he simply couldn't stand it, and instantly gave up away. Yi Yuan did not hesitate and rushed straight into the past. Chapter 169 Net Tanhua Lotus. There was no such fierce confrontation in the imagination, and Fei Fei directly opened a big hole with a group of jibs. When the cockroach Lizard King saw the sudden cockroach flying, he was immediately caught off guard and did not organize an effective resistance. Fei Fei is awakened to inherit the memory, the high spirit is not lost to humans, and the monsters of the 5th order shape are not inferior. Let him lead a team, obviously much more powerful than the landlord Lizard King. Yi Yuan did not hesitate and rushed straight from this big mouth. His body was extremely fast, and he quickly disappeared into the melee team and went deeper into the cave. Yi Yuan found that the deeper the walk, the more open the underground cave. Finally, he came to the end of the cave, which was a wide underground square. The square is empty, except for the underground rocks, which are occasionally sprayed magma. At the end of the square is a large magma pool. Yi Yuan stepped into the square and suddenly felt the horrible heat wave in the direction of the magma pool, as if to incinerate some into nothingness. I really didn't expect that the treasure that was born this time turned out to be a net firewood lotus. This underground magma was able to breed a net firewood lotus, which is really unbelievable. Although it is only a newborn, it already has a 4th order net sandal fire. Seeing the horrible heat wave, Yi Yuan not only did not worry, but was overjoyed. In addition to the divine world, there are countless lower bounds in this world, and there are countless types of Yuanwo. There are geniuses in the domain that have done statistics, and the known Yuanwo has been compiled into a book. There are thousands of Yuan fires from the 1st to the 9th order. The nascent net sandalwood fire is among the 4th order fires, and it is also the top existence. The net sandal fire does not exist independently, but the associated fire of the sandalwood. As long as the refining of the natural sandalwood, the net sandal fire can be used for its own. And the net sandalwood fire is the most suitable for the refining pharmacist in all the 4th order fires and even higher order fires. Because, the net sandal fire has a built-in attribute, that is to purify everything. Lotus is a symbol of holiness, and the net fire lotus is the leader of the lotus. If the refining pharmacist can use the net sandal fire, the alchemy can purify the impurities in the elixir and make the quality of the elixir a new level. In addition, the net sandalwood itself can also refine the body incarnation, which can make Yi Yuan's strength further. Therefore, in the first sight of the net Tanwalian, Yi Yuan is also excited and inexplicable. This net Tanwalian is simply tailor-made for him. If it is placed in a previous life, a nascent 4th order fire, he naturally cannot see his eyes. But now, this can be a great help for him. Even with Yi Yuan's heart is a water-stopping state, I can't help but feel at this moment. Yi Yuan stepped toward the net Tanwalian, but at this time, his warning signs suddenly emerged. Although he did not look back, Yi Yuan could feel a strong palm of the hand behind him. Yi Yuan did not think about it, and directly applied the 9-sword style, and the incarnation became 9 leaves. Boom! A rock not far away was hit by the palm of the hand and suddenly turned into a powder. The power of a palm, strong to the end. Hey, I can't think of a small spiritual liquid, not only knowing the net sandalwood, but also avoiding my chasing soul. It's amazing. You just looked at the body, it looks a little bit. The sneak attacker does not seem to have the meaning of chasing, but instead praises Yi Yuan. Yi Yuan turned back, and a slightly older middle-aged man appeared on his way, which actually cut off his retreat. It seems that this guy knows that someone is coming, and has been lurking here. The predecessors were condensed in the martial arts, but they sneaked into the younger generation. I am afraid that it would not be appropriate to pass it out. Yi Yuan was cold and cold. Haha, there are only you and me. If you die, you will not pass it out. Our monster hunters have always been loyal to the word, never ignore the rules of these clichés. As long as they can kill you, I don't mind sneak attack. The middle-aged people are not ashamed to be proud. Yi Yuan saw this middle-aged man and was secretly surprised. This person can actually lick the eyes of the old black crow and the golden sword, and secretly lurk into the cave. It seems that it is somewhat skillful. If you don't say anything, just hide this one thing, I am afraid that it is a leader among the monster hunters. However, he was able to encounter a hunter like Hunter, but it was quite an accident. The condensed crystal warrior has always been proud, and generally does not act as a monster hunter. According to Yi Yuan, Qin Guo does not seem to have a hunter like Hunter, and this monster hunter is still a great Dan teacher. It seems that this person should be a strong person in the hidden world, or a condensed person in other countries. From the perspective of the soul fluctuations of middle-aged people, Yi Yuan can judge his strength. But unfortunately, the predecessors still couldn't kill me. Yi Yuan said lightly. It doesn't matter, you have no retreat, only a battle with me. I don't think that a big boy with a spirit can escape under the hands of our remote river. Yi Yuan is a black face. Obviously this Fang Yaozhong is telling the truth, the situation is very bad for him now. Is the predecessor really killing me like this? Or, have you killed me in a short time? Don't forget the older generation, there are two more powerful ones outside. If I exhausted the method dragging on the predecessors, waiting for any of the two to come, the big deal is the end of a fish and death network. Even if the predecessors really killed me, I am afraid there is no time to collect the sandalwood lotus. Yi Yuan sneered. Fang Yaozhong's face changed, and obviously Yi Yuan poked his pain. Just now, Yi Yuan's body method made him quite jealous. Although the spirit of the spirit is not a threat to him at all, but if there is a body, it is not so easy. Originally, he saw a boy in a spiritual environment rushing in and rushing in. He thought that he could make a cheaper one, but he did not expect to become a hot potato. Hey, good arrogant junior. I thought I couldn't help you. Fang Yaozhong said with a black face. I am not arrogant, I am just stating a fact. And even if the predecessors killed me, I am afraid it is difficult to conquer the net firewood lotus. Yi Yuan said lightly. The net sandal fire is a fourth-order fire, and the net sandal lotus itself is not easy to provoke. This Fang Yaozhong is just a martial art. The soul force is just a junior Dan. It is too difficult to conquer the net flamingo. This point, he knows well, so he did not rush to start, but ambush Yi Yuan here. The warriors conquered the Yuan Huo, and most of them were conquered and their own strengths were equal. The more the order is conquered, the bottom of the game is basically the end of being burned to ash. Of course, this does not include Yi Yuan. As dandy, he is the ancestor of the fire. Although the strength is a little worse now, but he has a fourth-order fire, he still has the means. Chapter 170 Negotiating Capital. Hey, it's my business to get the net firewood lotus, but you must die now. Kill you first, then I will slowly find a way. Fang Yaozhong was a bit irritated by Yi Yuan's smashing situation. His current situation is like walking into a golden mountain, but he has not removed the tools of this golden mountain. That feeling is really quite uncomfortable. This point has been exposed by Yi Yuan without mercy, which makes Fang Yaozhong not angry. Yi Yuan sarcastically said, slowly think of a solution. You don't think naively, the two guys outside will let you slowly find a way. Fang Yaozhong's face is quite dark, killing a spirit liquid and a heavy boy has nothing to do with the overall situation. The two outside are really tricky. He tried his best to get through the eyes and ears of the two men, but the clinker could not be seen. How can this make him not sad? What do you want to say? Fang Yaozhong also heard a word in Yi Yuan's words, asked with a black face. If I can help the seniors to collect the net firewood, I don't know if the seniors can let me go. Yi Yuan said. Fang Yaozhong listened haha and laughed. You. Don't make a joke, I can't do a condensed crystal warrior. You only have a lot of spirits, but you can help me to conquer the net firewood. It's really a laugh. Don't worry about it, I let you go, that is impossible. Is it? Yi Yuan is not awkward, and a step to the edge of the magma pool. The net sandal lotus is the spirit of the heavens and the earth. Although it has not yet opened its mind, it has its own instinctive consciousness. It found that someone was close, and it seemed to be frightened. Lotus actually spit out a fire tongue and attacked Yi Yuan. Fang Yaozhong sneered aloud and did not intend to stop Yi Yuan's move. This kid is looking for his own death, but he has saved a lot of hands and feet. The net sandal fire is a fourth-order fire, a rookie with a heavy spirit, and it is dead. Even if the net fire lotus is only an instinctive attack, its power is terrible. This net sandal fire, that is, Fang Yaozhong himself does not dare to slap his front easily, let alone a spirit liquid. Fang Yaozhong seems to have seen Yi Yuan burn to the end of the ash. However, the next moment, when the fire tongue spread to Yi Yuan, the pupil of Fang Yaozhong shrank, as if he saw something incredible. How is this possible? This is the fourth-order fire. Even if it is met by the condensed crystal warrior, it is almost certain to die. Is this one-powered kid actually not doing anything? Although 100 hearts don't believe it, the facts that happened in front of him made him have to believe that the net sandal fire really can't help Yi Yuan. Just now the group of net sandal fires came to the fore, like a tiger. But after the tiger came to Yi Yuan, it became very clever, like a docile kitten. Then Yi Yuan waved with one hand, and the net sandal fire of the group disappeared invisible. This is incredible. Oh, yes, that kid seems to have a seal, just to the realm of Fang Yaozhong. I can't understand it at all. This kid is weird. Yi Yuan revealed this hand, drifting back, laughing at Fang Yaozhong. I don't know if I have the capital negotiated with my predecessors now. Fang Yaozhong only came back to God and said, of course. I don't think you have such a subtle fire control. In this case, of course, there are bargaining chips. However, I have to add a condition, that is, you want to put this set. Teach me the fire mark. Fang Yaozhong's eyes flashed a greedy look. Yi Yuan's face is now difficult. This is the ancestral seal. Rush to the predecessors, my parents will be downgraded to me. Haha, here are two of us, you don't say I don't say, who knows? Big deal, I swear, I will not display this seal in front of people. But if you don't teach me, I would rather kill you. There are no more lives, but what is the responsibility? At this time, Fang Yaozhong was like a big wolf, and it was lured to Yi Yuan. Yi Yuan is silent for a moment, and it looks like he is struggling in his heart. Fang Yaozhong did not urge him. He now controls Yi Yuan's life and death. There is no need to worry. Okay, but the predecessors must swear that they should not display this seal in front of others. Otherwise, the younger generation will be removed from the family. Yi Yuan said with some concern. This nature. Fang Yaozhong promised to come down. Hey, this kid seems to be a hidden family, but it is a young child. If Laozi learns this seal, will you let go? If you go back and move a rescue, I am not far from heaven, there is no way to go to the ground. The hidden family that can have such a strong seal is definitely extremely powerful. Therefore, it is still more reliable for the dead. Fang Yaozhong sneered in his heart. Obviously, Fang Yaozhong never thought about leaving the leaves to leave, and had already killed the machine. Yi Yuan listened to Yi Yuan and promised a big expression on his face. Well, the predecessors first set up a Tiandao vow, and then we joined forces to conceal the net firewood lotus. To accept the net Tanwalian, after we went out, I will control this door again. I will teach my predecessors. Otherwise, when the two come in, we will all be hard to protect. Fang Yaozhong heard that Yi Yuan's arrangement was quite reasonable, so he nodded and said, well, just do what you said. My strength is not enough. I can only forcefully control the net sacred fire, and accept the net sandal lotus body. I want the seniors to come by myself. Yi Yuan said. Haha, this is natural. As long as you lead the net sandal fire, let me do the other things. Fang Yaozhong said, I have a shot. What is jealous of him is the net sandal fire. As long as Yi Yuan can lead the net sandal fire, he is not the hand to come. Well, it is not too late, we will start now, we can't drag it anymore. After Yi Yuan finished speaking, he turned directly to the magma pool. At this time, He did not worry about the cold hand behind Fang Yaozhong, because Yi Yuan brought his interests too much. The net Tanwalian and the control of the fire, enough to make Fang Yaozhong's strength soaring several levels, how could he let it go? As for the small 99 of Fang Yaozhong, where will Yi Yuan not know? He is just playing with the other side. Yi Yuan came to the edge of the magma pool, and the net Tanwalian was once again scared and took the initiative to attack Yi Yuan. Yi Yuan's technique was reapplied, and the net sandal fire again dissipated. The net firewood rose like a stimulus, once again spurting a net sandalwood fire. This time the flame is much stronger than before, even Fang Yaozhong feels that the heat is hot. Yi Yuan once again stunned, but this time it was only to keep the net sandal fire, and then cannot let it dissipate. The fire of the sandalwood fire is getting stronger and stronger, but it is always impossible to leave Yi Yuan. Until the end, a small yellow fireball flew out of the lotus, and the entire underground cave suddenly rose, as if to melt everything. This pale yellow fireball is the source of the net sandal fire. Predecessors, fast hands. Yi Yuan, a very difficult look, shouted at Fang Yaozhong. Chapter 171 Dig a pit to let you jump. Without Yi Yuan's reminder, Fang Yaozhong will not let this opportunity pass. Fang Yaozhong finally moved when Yi Yuan and the net sacred fire of the original sacred fires confronted each other. He flew to the vicinity of the body of the sandalwood lotus, his hands slammed quickly, and a group of forces tried to wrap the fire lotus. The net Tanwalian seems to be not aware of it, and tries hard to get back the original fire. However, the source fire is dragged by Yi Yuan at this time, and he can't go back. The mass of force suddenly enveloped the body of the sandalwood, and the fire lotus was constantly twisted, and it was actually trying to get rid of this bondage. Ha ha ha, I can't think of my Fangjong can actually accept the fourth order Yuan fire, it is really open eyes. Net Tanwalian, you should not struggle, and become my life as a fire. Fang Yaozhong burst into laughter, apparently very proud. The vision of the leaf is not awkward, is this guy not mistaken? After digging a pit, he jumped in like this. Jumping in and jumping in, it is so proud. Is the brain missing the root string? Yi Yuan is now sweating, his teeth are biting, and it looks very difficult. It seems that he may be swallowed up by the sandal fire at any time. In fact, he should not be too relaxed, no pressure at all. The reason why it was put into a very difficult state was to create an illusion of confrontation with the source, and let Fang Yaozhong jump into the pit himself. Yi Yuan was originally worried that Fang Yaozhong would not be fooled, so his well-designed pits would not work. After all, Fei Fei is not around, he can now rely on it, and only this net sandalwood. I know, Fang Yaozhong is really stupid and naive, and jumped into the pit directly. Jumping in is not enough, but also arrogantly yelling, old eyes open, Yi Yuan cannot stand any longer. In fact, Yi Yuan is smashing Fang Yaozhong. He is a very cautious person. From this point, he can sneak into this underground cave, and ambush Yi Yuan can see some. The general warrior, even if it is even more shocking, is extremely dangerous. In this case, it is extremely dangerous in the case of confrontation with the original source. No matter who is facing this situation, it is not easy to withdraw Yuanli, otherwise the source will be rebellious, and the end will not be too bad. Therefore, Fang Yaozhong believes that in this case, Yi Yuan has no choice but to cooperate with him to conquer the net firewood. He used common sense to understand Yi Yuan, but did not know that Yi Yuan was simply an existence that transcended his common sense. Without being pitted, there is no heaven. Fang Yaozhong knows where Yi Yuan is the ancestor of playing with fire. In the last world, Yi Yuan refining 9 kinds of Yuan fires, and from the first order to the 9th order, the first order did not fall. Moreover, with the sacredness of Yi Yuan, the use of Yuan Huo has reached the point of being superb, and the whole gods can't find a few, and it is stronger than him in playing the fire. Ji Qingyan and his son have their own set of special techniques for collecting Yuan Huo, called Fire Source Jingjing, which is also the top fire control method of the gods. Ji Qingyan had already put this set of exercises into the point of being superb. Nowadays, although the strength is almost the same, it is really not too much to deal with the 4th order fire of the newborn. However, Even if there is a leaf that has dragged the original source of the firewood, it is not so easy to refine its body. Fang Yaozhong will force Yuan Li to the extreme, and want to refine the sandalwood fire as soon as possible. Predecessors, still not good. I can't support it. Yi Yuan put on a look that couldn't be done, his hands trembled, and the source of the fire almost flew away. Fang Yaozhong was shocked by this scene, his hand followed a shake, almost abandoned. When Yi Yuan regained control of the original source fire, he only took a deep breath, but the sweat on his forehead could not stop. Little brother, stick to it, it will be very soon. Just look down, Fang Yaozhong quickly said. Good, well, seniors, hurry up, I really can't hold on for a long time. Yi Yuan talked while shaking his hand again, and again scared Fang Yaozhong's soul to fly. Little brother, after the incident, I will send you a bottle, no, 5 bottles of third-order medicinal herbs, 5 bottles of second-order medicinal herbs. And then insist on a small meeting just fine. Fang Yaozhong sweat. He thought that he was a great Dan teacher and rewarded 10 bottles of medicinal herbs enough to make Yi Yuan tempted. He did not know that Yi Yuan was the most important thing. Fang Yaozhong's refining of the medicinal herbs, even the third-order medicinal herbs, is only a glimpse in Yi Yuan's eyes. Well, you are as soon as possible. However, Yi Yuan still pretends to be awkward to accept, and it has made a little effort to stabilize the essence of the fire. The refining leaves of Fang Yaozhong are far from the eye, and the speed of this guy is really not slow. The source of the fine fire has been dragged by themselves, if they will be refining almost all the effort, Fang Yaozhong has not even refining a third, and said what to insist on a small meeting. If you really change to other people, this will probably be burned to gray. However, Yi Yuan certainly does not really let Fang Yaozhong refining, he is just killing Fang Yaozhong's vigilance. Fang Yaozhong's refining speed is slow, in fact, because there is still some energy on Yi Yuan. If Yi Yuan withdraws from the first time, Fang Yaozhong will definitely retreat at a faster rate. To put it bluntly, Fang Yaozhong is not at ease with Yi Yuan and cannot be completely assured. Therefore, Yi Yuan could not hold on to force Fang Yaozhong to let him speed up refining. Once he speeds up the refining of the sandalwood, naturally there will be no energy to pay attention to the movement of Yi Yuan. Sure enough, after Yi Yuan said 2 or 3 times that he could not hold on, Fang Yaozhong really converges his mind and begins to refine his life. This serious, refining speed is really much faster. Soon, the refining of Fang Yaozhong came to an end, and his heart could not help but be overjoyed. I still have a step, and then speed up a little bit, this net Tanwalian is mine. Fang Yaozhong's heart is shaking. At this moment, his warning was sudden. Fang Yaozhong only felt a flower in front of him, and a pale yellow light appeared in front of his eyes. Laugh. A fascinating sensation came out, and Fang Yaozhong flew out and there was no suspense. Unprepared, was hit by the front of the 4th order Yuan Huo, where was the martial art of a heavy warrior. At this time, Fang Yaozhong lay quietly on the ground, like a roast suckling pig, and the injury was very serious. Just now, Yi Yuan let go of the ***** of the net sandal fire. The net Tanwalian can communicate with the net sandal fire at first sight, and does not hesitate to transfer it back to attack Fang Yaozhong. This net Tanwalian did not think about attacking Yi Yuan at all, because it was not for him to confront Yi Yuan for such a long time, but Yi Yuan unilaterally suppressed it. In the eyes of the net fire lotus, the danger of Yi Yuan is much stronger than that of Fang Yaozhong. The net sandal lotus has no ingenuity, all the movements are entirely instinct, so he chose to attack Fang Yaozhong for the first time. Poor Fang Yaozhong, so buried by Yi Yuan dug pit. Chapter 172 The Black Crow arrived. You are, how? The coke-like place is lying on the ground and dying, and I can't believe what happened. Yi Yuan looked at Fang Yaozhong innocently and smiled. Do you mean this? Said, Yi Yuan single-handedly cited, the net Tanwalian once again issued the original essence fire. However, the source of the fire did not attack Yi Yuan, but instead surrounded Yi Hao, as if he was pleased and asked him for mercy. Fang Yaozhong could not move, but when he saw this scene, his eyes were all out. This guy has always been loaded. Rice Fang Yaozhong understands that Yi Yuan is going to help him collect the Yuan fire, which is to dig a pit to let him jump. Moreover, he jumped happily. However, how is this possible? That is the fourth order fire. It is the power of the sea to collect it, but also fearful and cautious. Even if this kid was born into a hidden family, there is a brilliant fire control, but with the strength of this kid, it is impossible to let the net sandal fire do this. This net sandal fire, it seems that I am afraid of this kid. How is this possible? What is this kid? Puff. Fang Yaozhong couldn't help it anymore, spit out a blood. A black man with a blood of red, looks very miserable. My side Yaozhong has been in a yin for a lifetime. I didn't expect to be a little guy in the end, it was a retribution. Fang Yaozhong mourned in his heart. This Fang Yaozhong has always been very low-key among the monster hunters, but it does not show the landscape, but he has a lot of good-natured people with his high-handed hidden martial arts. It is also because of the yin people that Fang Yaozhong has accumulated a huge amount of wealth, which has broken through the accumulation of Jingjing and has become a great Dan. But who would have thought that today he was prepared to be far away from the yin, but he was countered by Yi Yuan. And this one will kill his life. Yi Yuan no longer pays attention to Fang Yaozhong, but is prepared to collect the net firewood. With Yi Yuan's Dan Dao level, he can easily judge Fang Yaozhong's injury. He has no ability to threaten himself. Because Fang Yaozhong, time has been consumed too much, Yi Yuan must seize the time to refine the net sandal lotus, so as not to have a long night dream. Yi Yuan's hands squinted like a plaque, and the source of the fire was once again trapped by Yi Yuan. Only this time, Yi Yuan's expression is not painful at all, but it seems to be easy. Even if he was psychologically prepared, Fang Yaozhong was mad at another vomiting blood. The net sandal fire was trapped by the leaves and made a squeaky sound, like pleading with Yi Yuan to let it go. Yi Yuan smiled and said, "Don't do this, follow me, you will be famous for 9 days. Even if you stay here, you can't escape the end of being charged. It's better to follow me than the slaves who are stupid. Maybe there will be one day, you will not only be free, but also become stronger." It seems that I have understood the words of Yi Yuan, and the net sandal fire is no longer struggling, leaving Yi Yuan to sleep. Yi Yuanjian's vision was just a faint smile, and began to refine the sandalwood. This net Tanwalian is a heaven and earth spirit, and naturally can feel the difference of Yi Yuan. Although Yi Yuan is not strong, the net Tanwalian can feel the depth of Yi Yuan's soul. Moreover, from the soul of Yi Yuan, it can also feel the existence of its heart. Therefore, the instinct also told it that yielding Yi Yuan is its best choice. At the bottom of the valley, the battle between the old black crow and the golden sword was also in the heat of the stage. Well, what happened? The volatility of the treasures deep in the cave became unstable. Is it? Someone sneaked in. The old man of the black crow bites his teeth and hates. The courage to cut my black crow is really alive. After that, the black crow had the scepter in his hands and the whole force of the bottom of the valley was disturbed. The scepter in the hand of the black crow glows lightly, and as the power gathers more and more, the scepter of the black crow becomes more horrible. You are a flatbread animal, dare to break my good deeds, really when I can't help you. Pick me up this wave, go to hell. Black Rage yelled. The black crow is now very angry. Someone even sneaked in under his eyes and snatched the treasure that belonged to his black crow. How can he not be so big? In the heart of the black crow, the treasure of the birth of the Lianyu Canyon has already been his, and no one else is allowed to touch it. And now someone really dares to lick his tiger whisker, it's really awkward. The energy wave is uploaded with extremely powerful fluctuations, and it feels like turning everything into nothingness. The golden sword is also a fourth order, and it is also the owner of this Lianyu Canyon. The idea is actually similar to that of the black raven. Naturally, it is not willing to retreat. I saw a bird's beak, a strong force light shot. In the blink of an eye, 2 powerful attacks collided together. Boom! The entire valley was flying in the sand and flying around, and the area between the black crow and the golden sword was almost flattened. A bird singing in the valley, the golden sword carving flew away. It turns out that the old man of the black crow is even better. It seems that these years, the old man of the Black Crow has got a lot of adventures. The strength is so powerful. Yeah, under normal circumstances, the Fourth Order early monsters are stronger than the ones of the sea, but the Black Crows actually overpowered the Golden Swords, which is terrible. The confrontation between the Fourth Order and the Huahai is really earth-shattering. And the Jingjing warrior is not a grade. There are a lot of good people who are watching the war far away. Seeing that the Black Crow actually ran the Golden Sword, he couldn't help but be surprised, and even more dispelled the cheap mind. Although he ran the Golden Sword, the Black Crow was also uncomfortable. The clothes on his body were already broken and suffered from minor injuries. However, compared with the treasure, what is the injury? The Black Crow does not want to fight a battle, but finally made a wedding dress for others. He adjusted his interest for a moment, and he sneaked into the cave and tried to sweep the ground as quickly as possible. At this time, Yi Yuan's refining and chemical industry has reached the last moment. He is fully active in the fire sources, although it is a big realm compared to Fang Yaozhong, the speed is several times faster. Seeing this scene, the anger in Fang Yaozhong's eyes has turned into sadness. Not a grade at all. Don't take you like a pig to eat a tiger. I knew that this kid is so strong, so evil, can I just withdraw? Fang Yaozhong now has a remorse in his intestines. He really wants to cry without tears. At this moment, he suddenly felt an extremely powerful atmosphere and quickly approached here. Fang Yaozhong sweats. It seems that the outside has won the victory. I do not know whether it is the old Black Crow or the Golden Sword. However, it seems that the results are the same. Fang Yaozhong's eyes could not help but turn to Yi Yuan, and his eyes showed a strong sarcasm. Kid, you have concealed Laozi, are you still dead? I don't believe it, you can escape from the hands of the sea. Chapter 173 Breakthrough before the battle. It is obvious that the coming person deliberately released a powerful momentum. The purpose is to knock the mountain and shock the tiger. The old man of the Black Crow is powerful and does not care who is inside. Anyway, as long as he was discovered, the end is a death. This is a strong confidence in your own strength. Where is the little thief? Dare to bad old man good thing. Speed away, Rower is not dead. Otherwise, the old man will set you up. The roar of the old Black Crow is very penetrating and spreads throughout the underground cave. From the voice of the old man of the Black Crow, he can hear how angry he is at this time. The reason why the old man of the Black Crow is so angry is that the fluctuation of the treasure is getting smaller and smaller, and it is obviously going to be taken away by others. Although he mentioned the speed to the limit at this moment, he still couldn't get there immediately, so he wanted to use words to shock the other side. The entire underground cave is winding. Even if the speed of the Black Crow is fast, it is difficult to reach the deepest. However, his roar has no effect at all, because Yi Yuan will not buy it at all. Yi Yuan turned a deaf ear to the warning of the Black Crow, as if he could not feel the generality of this strong sea, and still refining the Netfire Lotus. The heart is like a water-free state of mind is not a joke, let alone the sea, is the momentum of the soul of the sea, want to interfere with him, it is impossible. This kid has a strong and powerful force. This should be the old man of the Black Crow. The momentum is so strong that even I can't bear it. He is not affected at all. Fang Yaozhong was shocked. He found that Yi Yuan was almost invulnerable except for the fact that the realm was not high. What kind of hidden family is actually able to cultivate such amazing young people? At least in the scope of Yuyunzong, Fang Yaozhong has not heard of such a strong family. Even the core disciple of Yuyunzong is more likely to be afraid than the young man in front of him. At this moment, Yi Yuan, who had been keeping his eyes closed, opened his eyes and his eyes were clear. Fang Yaozhong was shocked by the heart, and the net sandal lotus was finished by him. The speed of Yi Yuan refining is even several times faster than him. This kid is really amazed everywhere. The old Black Crow who is on the road is stagnation, and his anger is biting. The breath of the fire attribute treasure is completely unrecognizable. Heaven has a road, you don't go, ******* has no door, you have to break in. It seems that the old man has not come out for a long time. Many people outside have forgotten the terrible of my Black Crow. No matter who you are, I will let you know, and how bad the old man is doing right. The old Black Crow bit his teeth. The black crow was in shape and once again plundered to the ground, but he did not take a few steps, and he stopped again. Well, what happened? This is, Yuanli Storm. Is this thief going to break through here? Hey, I really don't know how to write the dead words. Grab the old man's treasure, don't want to escape, actually dare to stay in place breakthrough. I would like to see if you have the strength to counter the old man after you break through. The old man of the black crow sneered. At the bottom of the ground, Fang Yaozhong's eyes were once again showing the color of horror. After Yi Yuan refining the net firewood lotus, he did not immediately escape, but chose to make a homeopathic breakthrough. Is this kid, wanting to be a strong regret with the old man of the black crow? But Yi Yuan Kailing Ye is a heavy one. Even if it breaks through, it is only a double spirit, and it is not a level with the old man of the black crow. What is this kid thinking about? Although Fang Yaozhong was seriously injured, it was completely messed up by Yi Yuan's move. He originally thought that after Yi Yuan refining the net firewood lotus, he would flee, or find a place to hide, so that he could see the desperate face when Yi Yuan was dying. But who would have thought that this kid's move was unexpected, and he chose to break through and wait for the old man of the black crow to come. Yi Yuan was calm at this time, and did not seem to notice the danger of approaching, but madly and greedily absorbed the power. The net sandal lotus is a fourth-order heaven and earth spirit, and it contains a lot of power. After Yi Yuan refining, it has been integrated with the net Tanhualian. With the huge strength of the net firewood lotus, it is not surprising that Yi Yuan has made a breakthrough. It is just that the time and place of selection are incredible. In fact, it is not Yi Yuan who does not want to escape, but he knows that he has not escaped. Entering the state of the heart as water, Yi Yuan's grasp of the situation is clear and abnormal. Judging from the fluctuations of the old man of the black crow, he had already passed the hidden hole, and Yi Yuan wanted to escape, and there was no place to escape. Since there is no place to escape, it is only a positive battle. At this moment, even a little more strength is good. Yi Yuan has to face, but the strong sea. Therefore, he did not hesitate to choose a breakthrough. Perhaps for others, the sea is an irresistible existence, and any resistance is superfluous. However, Yi Yuan does not think so. He has a clear understanding of the strength of the strong sea and has a clear understanding of his own cards. Yi Yuan feels that he has a battle. It is also the 9 drops of Ling liquid gradually formed in the dantian of Yi Yuan. He is about to break through the 2 spirits. At this moment, an old and cold voice sounded. Where is my high-ranking person who dares to grab my black crow? It turns out to be a little baby with a lot of spirits. It's awesome. Actually dare to break through before the battle. It's a great courage, but that's it. After that, the black crow shot a ball of light and flew toward the far-reaching Yi Yuan at a very fast speed. Although it was just a blow, the blow was also felt by Fang Yaozhong. Don't say that he was seriously injured at this time, that is, he is intact and does not dare to pick up. Boom! Not as the black crow imagined, the light ball will smash the leaves away. Just now, Yi Yuan suddenly turned into 9 in an instant, and the light ball was worn in the middle of Yi Yuan's body, and concentrated behind a rock. Then, the 9 figures were combined into one, showing the shape of Yi Yuan. Yi Yuan at this time, has actually broken through. The old man of the black crow looked at the movement and said, "Hey, there are really some doorways. It is no wonder that this kind of death will happen. Kid, hand over the treasure. The old man will not only let you not die, but also accept you as a disciple." How? Yi Yuan looked at the old man of the black crow faintly and said, "When I am a master, you still have no qualifications. You can teach, I am a plenary, but I will, but you may not." Ha ha ha, a mad boy. In this case, when I kill you, I will take the treasure. I will see, what will you have? Even I can't teach you in this sea. Yi Yuan's words are heard in the black ravens, and they are simply arrogant and ignorant. Only Fang Yaozhong lying on the ground knows that Yi Yuan's is not necessarily true. Yi Yuan looks calm and faint. Hey, fly out. When Yi Yuan went out, the black crow changed his face. With his knowledge of the sea, he did not realize that there are still people here. Could it be that? Chapter 174 7 stars. In the horrified eyes of the old black crow, Fei Fei appeared out of thin air. The appearance of Fei Fei surprised him, but then there was ecstasy. Space spirit, you actually have a space spirit. Ha ha ha, it's really open eyes. Not only does my black crow get a heaven and earth treasure, but also let me get a space weapon. The old man of the black crow laughed wildly and unscrupulously. Seeing the old man of the black crow, Yi Yuan could not help but sigh at the other side. I dare to show up the space spirit. Isn't there any point? Why is everyone so self-righteous? Fang Yaozhong is also the old man of the black crow. It seems that there is a treasure, it is all prepared for them. If Fang Yaozhong can correct his own mentality and wants to ask him to jump, it is not so easy. Hey Fly, how is the 7 stars days of the big array exercise? Yi Yuan said. Under the guidance of the young master, through these days of drills, I and the tribes have already mastered this set of big battles. It is really magical to say that this set of methods is so powerful that I can use the power of the tribes to temporarily give me strength. Break through to the 4th order. Rao is always very calm, and the words are also faintly revealing excitement. These days, Yi Yuan has been acting alone, but did not let Fei Fei rest. Yan Fei is the greatest help for Yi Yuan in the future. To enhance his strength, his own strength has improved. However, if he let Fei Fei practice himself, he does not know what year and month to break through the 3rd order midterm, so Yi Yuan has taken another path and taught him a set of formations, which is the set of 7 stars days. The 7 stars days is a set of 4 order arrays, which is extremely powerful. 8 of the sea's strong players are skilled in this battle, and even more difficult to challenge the soul of the sea. Once such a formation is out, the major gates will surely break the head. If 10 third-order monsters like Fei Fei use this array, killing the Black Sea like a black man is like killing a dog. It is a pity that among the people of Fei Fei, only 1 third-order monster is flying. So Yi Yuan chose 7 or 49 second-order late-handed stone scorpions from the squadrons of the squadrons. Each of the 7 sacred scorpions formed a small, 7-star smashing day, which was formed in conjunction with Yuan Fei. Although the power is not really strong, the third-order monster is strong, but it can also make the strength of the flying to a level. The essence of the 7 stars and the big array is to make the attack power of the 7 people through the evolution of the array method, and finally the 8th person sends a strong blow. The attack of the 7 people is multiplied by the formation of the array. When the 8th person sends out, the power will be so daunting. Fei Fei and his ethnic group formed this big battle, although it is only the initial grasp, but the old man who trapped the black crow should not be off the hook. Kid, you don't think you have a third-order beast, you can deal with me. Ha ha ha, the black crow saw the strength of Fei Fei, and couldn't help but laugh again. Yi Yuan's move is simply childish to the extreme. Yi Yuan just smiled and said, "You are wrong, not a fly, a group." Yi Yuan's voice fell, and the 774 9-second second-order late-handed stone scorpion appeared instantly. Each of the 49 open-handed stone scorpions is in a 7-star position, and the scorpion fly in the middle of the squad, faintly exuding the power of the old man. The old man of the black crow did not feel how powerful it was. He said, "You actually have a whole family of arms and scorpions, and you have a space spirit. It seems that you are born in an extraordinary way. But because of this, you are sure to die today." Quote, "Just kidding, a third-order early monster, a group of second-order late-night monsters, is just a bunch of garbage. What threats can he pose to this sea? At most, it is to delay the time of Yi Yuan's death." However, the old man of the black crow does have some jealousy of Yi Yuan's identity. A small novice with a spiritual liquid can not only conquer the third-order monster, but also has the treasure of space, and the origin is probably not simple. It seems that at this time, it is necessary to make dripping water, so that you can leave it behind. Oh, is it? You can give it a try. For the black crow's pretending, Yi Yuan did not care. Try it, try a bunch of ants, can you still turn the sky? The old man of the black crow looked like a man in the world, and he waved his scepter and attacked him. This blow seems to be fluttering, but when it comes to the front of the flying, it is a mountain. The old man of the black crow sneered and prepared to smash and fly. In the face of a strong sea, Jai Fei naturally does not dare to neglect. As early as the old man of the Black Crow started, the 7 Stars Day of the Big Array has already started. At this point, Fei Fei hit an iron palm, and it was actually a hard hit with the old man of the Black Crow. The two hits intersect, and the old man of the Black Crow reveals a stunned color. The blow of Fei Fei is actually not weaker than him. How is this possible? Boom. 2 attacks exploded in midair. Have equal shares. The strong seas have been extraordinary, so in their eyes, the ants are below the sea. The old man of the Black Crow is not convinced, but he is a strong sea, how can he be tied with a group of ants? At this time, the old man of the Black Crow has been surrounded by a group of stone-cutting stones. This is the formation method. Yes, this must be the formation method. However, what kind of formation has such power, can even let a third-order early monster possess the power of the strong sea power? It is incredible. At this time, the old man was surprised. Oh, the Black Crow seniors do not know the results of the test can be satisfied. Yi Yuan laughed. The Black Crow's old man's face is black, this kid is unbeatable. Hey, I really can't think of it, there is such a wonderful array in the world. But, is this your biggest dependence? You are too small to see the strong seas. The old Black Crow sneered. How can I look down on the strong seas? It is the Black Crows who are too aggressive, and the younger generations have to resist. Otherwise, let us take a step back, how do the seniors let me go? Yi Yuan laughed. The Black Crow's old man's eyes frowned and said, it is not impossible to let you go, but the earth spirits, space spirits and this array of methods are left. Yi Yuan sighed. The seniors are not sincere. If I hand over these things, what capital and seniors are there? In my opinion, the predecessors are not going to let me leave. I am afraid that I will go home to find the family, elder. The Black Crow's old man's eyes became sharp, and the kid was young, but it was not easy to fool. Hey, what is it? The old man doesn't believe it today. Can a group of ants be threatened by a group of ants? After that, the old man of the Black Crow exudes a powerful momentum, and the forces around him seem to have been plundered by him. This is the horror of the powerful sea. Chapter 175 The Power of the Sea. Those who are strong in the sea can communicate with the nearby forces of heaven and earth and mobilize these forces for their own use. Although the Huahai Sea only touched a little bit of communication between the heavens and the earth, this fur is enough for them to be king in front of the warriors below the sea. The old man of the Black Crow wielded his scepter, and the power of the entire underground cave was stirred up by him. A strong breath sprang out from him, and the fluctuations were much stronger than before. Hey, let's treat the Black Crow's predecessors. Remember what I said to you. Yi Yuanjian was not in a hurry, said to Fei Fei. Yuan Fei heard the words flashing. Yes, the young master, Yuan Fly naturally remember. As with the golden sword carving, the scepter of the old Black Crow gathered a lot of power and sent out a very horrible atmosphere. However, at this time, the flying iron palm was photographed. Fei Fei naturally does not stupidly shoot the old man's scepter, but attacks his lower plate. The attack of Fei Fei can almost be divided equally with the old man of the Black Crow. How dare he ignore it? So he quickly returned to the defense. The Yuanli on the scepter was halfway up and disappeared. At this time, the old man of the Black Crow is deeply immersed in the 7 Stars Days of the day. The feeling is like facing an opponent of the same level. Moreover, this 7-star big day is a mysterious anomaly. He always wants to kill the second-order armed sarcophagus, but the final opponent is always flying. Just kidding, Yi Yuan is the master of the martial arts. Is it so easy to break the tactics he has laid? The shortcomings of these Black Crows in the eyes of the elderly, how can Yi Yuan not be considered? Unless it is strong enough to a certain extent, forced to break. Otherwise, if you do not understand the principle of the circuit, the opponent of the old man of the Black Crow can only fly. Unfortunately, the old man of the Black Crow is not as strong as that. Although Fei Fei is not as strong as the old man of the Black Crow, it is also the monster of the third stage of the initial peak. The strength is equivalent to the triple of human condensate. Through the addition of the formation, he already has the strength to fight the old man. Of course, The premise is that the old black crows cannot be mobilized. The old man of the black crow is now depressed and wants to vomit blood, because he often mobilizes the power of the heavens and the earth, and he is interrupted shamelessly by Fei Fei. The timing of Fei Fei was very good, and every time he mobilized a small part of the world. The part of the attack has always been his must. That a small amount of heaven and earth force cannot make too serious damage to Fei Fei, and he will have to give up the power of heaven and earth. This is the attack method that Yi Yuan instructed to fly. The strong seas are indeed strong, but if they can't move the forces of heaven and earth, they are limited. If the opponent is only a general condensate, the sea can be crushed. However, if the opponents and their strengths are similar, it will be difficult for the prosperous sea to have the opportunity to mobilize the power of heaven and earth. When I was outside the cave, the old man of the black crow was also fighting for a long time with the golden sword, and he was given the opportunity to release a big move. Now, with the 7 stars days, Fei Fei has the same strength as the old man. In the battle circle, the old man of the black crow is more and more shocked. If this continues, will he be a strong seaweed to be killed? He can't help but regret it. He was too arrogant at first, so he fell into a big battle. If he is no longer in the law, he will not be able to stop him from mobilizing the power of heaven and earth. The power of the array is here. Once you fall into it, it is like being trapped in a quagmire. It is not so easy to think about it. That is to say, Fei Fei, who just came into contact with this law, can only play the power of 1 or 2 of this law. Otherwise, the old man of the black crow is already a dead body. The old man of the black crow bites his teeth and knows that he can't go on like this anymore. It is imperative that the formation be broken first, otherwise it will really be planted here today. The old man of the black crow escaped a slap in the air and took the scepter again to mobilize the power of heaven and earth. Yu Fei has been familiar with how to defeat the old man of the black crow, and once again attacked it will be saved. However, this time, the old man of the black crow did not dissipate the vitality wave and return to save, but he slammed his hand. Not good. Yuan, fly carefully. Retreat. The side of the leaf farsighted was shocked, and he did not expect that the old man of the black crow would be so determined. However, it is already late. Puff. The old man of the black crow spurted a blood in the air, but there was a sneer in the corner of his mouth. Yuanchi wave, give me a burst. It is to use this time difference. The old man of the black crow has completed the transfer of the power of heaven and earth, and successfully condensed the vitality wave. Although there is some rush in time, this energy wave is not as strong as it was before the Jinjian, but it is enough to deal with Fei Fei. And the old man of the black crow is in the process of the law at this time. The vitality wave is too close to the people like Fei Fei. Yan Fei obviously did not expect that the old man of the black crow would come to such a hand. When he heard the reminder of Yi Yuan, it was too late. In a hurry, he led the 7 stars days, and barely made a defense. However, Fei Fei can fight against the old man of the black crow, only if he did not mobilize the power of the heavens and the earth. The wave of energy, it is not that he can defend against the 7 stars days. Boom. Together with the tribes, Fei Fei was blown up by the waves of energy and flew out. This killing is a positive and hard resistance. He has suffered most of the attacks and the injury is the heaviest. The white dragonfly flies, and it is ***** at this time, and the appearance is very miserable. Fortunately, he finally mobilized the big array to offset most of the damage, otherwise it is already dead. The power of the sea, strong and powerful. Boom. The body of the old man of the black crow slammed into the rock and shattered the rock behind him. He was hard hit by a big blow, and the situation at this time was not too good. In fact, the old man of the black crow had been injured before the battle with the golden sword, just to get to the underground cave, has been pressing the injury. At this time, it was hit hard again, and the strength was already worse than before. Yi's vision was not good, and he immediately launched the space spirit and took all the stone into the arm. Hey, are you okay? Yi Yuan's body shape appeared beside Fei Fei. Young master, can't die. Just, did not help the young master's busy, Fei Fei incompetent. How come? You have helped me a lot. Your advanced space is safe and rehabilitated, and the rest of the things, give it to me. Don't. I can still hold on. This person is too strong. The young master is probably not an opponent. Yuan yuan dao bian 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 yuan 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 yuan. After all, Yi Yuan's realm is too low, there is no chance of winning. You feel peace of mind. When did the young master let you down? Rest assured, I will avenge you. Yi Yuan looked coldly at the old man, said. Chapter 176 Incarnation Outside. Boom. A big stone in front of the kick, the old man of the Black Crow walked out of the big hole he had pulled out. At this time, the Black Crow old man in a ragged, which has a master style, the whole one is called Hanako. Very good, very good. A group of ants, even pushing the old man to this level, you are proud. But the price is the life of all of you. The old man of the Black Crow did not hide his murder, he was really angry. Before coming to the treasure, the old man of the Black Crow had long been counted, and his biggest opponent in this line was the golden sword. But who knows, this does not know where to come out of the kid, not only snatched his treasure, but actually brought a heavy blow to himself. In the infinite forest, the old man of the Black Crow is a veteran. Especially since he broke through the sea, he has never suffered such a serious injury. And all this is given by the kid who is not so dry. There is no doubt that the old man of the Black Crow has really murdered. Very unfortunate, Yi Yuan also murdered at this time. Since the return of the Shun, Yu Fei has been doing his duty, Yi Yuan has accepted this servant of the beast. And just now, the old man of the Black Crow almost killed Fei Fei. If it wasn't for the last moment of the flight, it would be resisted by the power of the big squad. Now I am afraid that I am already dead. Yi Yuan has always been a short protected person, and the action of the old man of the Black Crow has completely provoked Yi Yuan. Yi Yuan will also fly into the space, watching the old man of the Black Crow cold and cold. The life of Xiaoyi is here, there is the ability to try it. Looking at the far-sighted Yi Yuan, the old man of the Black Crow laughed aloud. Ha ha ha, isn't your biggest reliance just the big one? Just now the big squad is broken, you are still arrogant in front of the old man, I really don't know. Live and die. Yi Yuan sneered and said, if you were in the heyday, I was naturally not an opponent. But I was already injured outside. I was hit by a slap in the face. Now I am afraid that the injury is not light. How much strength can I play now? Is it still 50%? Was seen by Yi Yuan. The old man's face could not be changed, and immediately said, oh. Even if you can only play 30% strength, killing you and pinching an ant is no different. Yes, Xiaoyi is going to have a look, how do you pinch my ant? Yi Yuan sneered. After that, Yi Yuan directly swallowed an medicinal herb, and the momentum suddenly skyrocketed. This is the second order 5-line Tongling Dan refining before Yi Yuan's departure. In the horror of the old Black Crow, the Yi Yuan realm sky soared, and instantly broke through the 3 spirits, and finally stayed in the 5 spirits. Well, what kind of drug is this? Can actually break through the triple realm. But, should it be only temporary? The old man of the Black Crow sneered. To deal with you, enough. Yi Yuan cold and cold. Haha, it's really arrogant. If you can break through the condensed crystals, I will still be jealous. Just what can I change in the 3 realms of spiritual environment? Yi Yuan is no longer embarrassed, directly incarnation of 9 figures, 9 swords and mons together. The 9-sword style of Qing Yu Drift's 0 sword. Yi Yuani is the strongest killer. The old man in the Black Crow reveals a strange color in his eyes. Obviously, he did not expect the spiritual environment of the district to be able to issue such a powerful sword. At this time, Yi Yuan released the 9-sword style with the 5-fold spirit of the spirit liquid, and the power was further improved. However, in the face of the strong sea, this sword does not seem to be enough. The old man of the Black Crow is only a little scepter, and he directly clicks on the sword mons, and the sword mang is dissipated invisible. Powerful, desperately powerful, the 9-sword style, which is unfavorable, is not a threat to the Black Crows. Even if you can only play 50% of the strength, the old man of the Black Crow is still desperate. However, Yi Yuan naturally would not be naive to think that this sword can solve the other side. He is only trying to test the strength of the old man. Obviously, the old man of the Black Crow also saw the heart of Yi Yuan, so he showed the strongest side. Seemingly easy to crack, the black crows in the heart of the old man has set off a great shock. He thought that this sword was just like this, but when he met Janmeng, the powerful attack power of Janmeng still made him somewhat inadequate. This sword can almost hurt the strong condensate. And his current strength is almost the same as the middle of the condensate. If it weren't for his deep knowledge, he would be shocked by this. The boat was overturned in the gutter, which made the old man of the Black Crow secretly annoyed. Hey, the worm is a little skill. You have already finished playing, now I am going to be. The old man of the Black Crow decided to give the leaf a little more color to see, let him know what is called the sea. He stalked his scepter across his chest and gathered again the horrible power of heaven and earth. The scepter of the old man of the Black Crow is obviously also a spiritual device, which can play a role in strengthening the power of gathering the heavens and the earth. It is with this that he can defeat the golden sword. Now the world of the Black Crows gathers the strength of the heavens and the earth. Although there is no terrible power in the heavens and the earth, it is not a weapon that Yi Yuan can resist. Yi Yuanming's face changed, and one bite again incarnates 9, and the 9-sword style is issued again. However, in the face of the heaven and earth powers gathered by the old Black Crows, this move was too small, and even a spray could not turn up. Hey, I don't know the tall and thick boy, let's die. The old man of the Black Crow gently pushes it, and the wave of energy goes to Yi Yuan. Yi Yuan's face changed greatly, and he quickly rushed to escape. However, the speed of the gas wave is getting faster and faster, and it goes hand in hand. Boom! The wave of gas exploded again, and the cave became white and flashed. The old man of the Black Crow feels that the breath of Yi Yuan has disappeared without a trace. Obviously, Yi Yuan is already dead and can no longer die. Ha ha ha, the stupid boy is in nowhere, and finally died. Xiao Xiaoling's environment, actually dare to be so arrogant, really impatient. The old man of the Black Crow has also been eaten to death by Yi Yuan today. Now that Yi Yuan is dead, a bit of turbidity in his chest has finally spit out, and his heart can't tell you how to be happy. I don't know how many years, the old man of the Black Crow is actually complacent because he killed a spiritual environment. After a few moments, the light dissipated, and the old Black Crow looked at Yi Yuan's original place, and the laughter stopped suddenly, followed by a change of face. That place is nothing. If the leaf is smashed into slag, the old man of the Black Crow does not feel strange, but the place, even the hair is not even. When did the power of the energy wave become so strong? Can you actually evaporate Yi Yuan? What a joke. At this moment, the goosebumps of the old Black Crows all got up. Dangerous. The old man of the Black Crow did not want to think about it, and his body shape swept back. Boom. A sword monce made from the ground, pierced the ground, and stabbed the door of the Black Crow. Brush. Swordsman rubbed the face of the Black Crow and cut off his hair. So close. At this time, Yi Yuan's figure also emerged from the ground. The old man of the Black Crow escaped, but his face changed, incarnation outside. Chapter 177 Black Crow's Smoldering. Yes, right, but no reward. The Black Crow's old man's face is cloudy and uncertain, and Yi Yuan's strength is beyond his expectations. Various means are emerging in an endless stream. It is simply impossible to prevent. If it wasn't for his strong instincts, Yi Yuan could probably have half his life. At this time, his injury is already very heavy. If he is injured again, he will be planted here today. You actually practiced as an incarnation of the body, is it not related to the treasure that was born this time? What is it? The old man of the Black Crow moved and asked. I want to know. It depends on whether you have the ability to open my mouth. Yi Yuan said coldly. The old man of the Black Crow is also a well-informed person. He only sees Yi Yuan's means at a glance, and is connected to the Net Tanwalian. However, Yi Yuan naturally will not be naive to answer questions. The Net Tanwalian is his biggest card at the moment. It is only a fool to do it. Yi Yuan refining the Net Tanwalian, naturally has an incarnation of the body. Although this avatar does not have strong physical strength, it has a benefit. As long as the body of Tanwalian is not dead, the incarnation can be produced continuously. Moreover, the body avatar and the body are almost exactly the same, and it is difficult to distinguish without special means. Use it to confuse the opponent's audiovisual, the most sharp. Just now Yi Yuan condensed an incarnation of the body, but the body quietly broke into the ground, for the sake of surprise. I just didn't expect the old man of the Black Crow to be very cautious, but he was able to escape the attack. Kid, I admit that you are very strong. But, that's it, I can force me to use this trick, you are proud. The old man of the Black Crow was sinking and said. I saw the Black Crow's palms turn over, a black flame in his palms beating, giving people a sense of heart and soul. The black flame like Black Crow is extremely powerful at first glance. Black Crow's smoldering fire. Yi Yuanjian also changed his face. I can't think of your young age, and the knowledge is not shallow. Yes, this is the flame that the old man is famous for, the third order fire of the Black Crows. The warriors who are familiar with the Yuanwo have a common sense, that is, most of the black flames are not easy to provoke, regardless of the flame geometry. Because the black flames are often virtual fires, there is no entity, and the power is extremely strong. The virtual fire is not only difficult to defend, but also directly affects the spirit of the warrior. Once caught in a virtual fire, even if you are lucky, you will often erode the spirit of the warrior like a skeleton, until death. The reason why the old man of the Black Crow is famous in the world is that when he is in the condensed crystal environment, he refines the third order fire of the Black Crow and becomes a very powerful existence in the condensed crystal. Nowadays, although the old man of the Black Crow has already set foot on the sea, the Black Crow is too smoldering. On the contrary, because of his own strength, he has fed back the Black Crows, but the Black Crows are more powerful. Nowadays, the Black Crows are smoldering, and only one step can be promoted to the fourth order fire. Now the Black Crows are smoldering, even if they are strong in the sea, they are not willing to provoke. To deal with the spiritual environment like Yi Yuan, some of them are overkill. However, this should be the trick of the old Black Crows at the bottom of the box. He intends to use this to deal with Yi Yuan, which shows that he attaches importance to Yi Yuan. It's mean, I used the Black Crow to deal with me. Yi Yuan's look at his teeth is very guilty. Kid, this is no stranger to the old man. If you are not too difficult, the old man will not use the life of the fire. Now, you can die. The old man's eyes became sharp, and then the palm of the hand was pushed, and the Black Crow disappeared instantly. What? The next moment, Yi Yuan suddenly screamed, the whole person was burnt by the black flame, and it looked terrible. However, the old man's face did not have a proud color, but he said coldly, Hey, it's an incarnation outside, I see when you can hide. When your remedy is over, I see what you take. Come and hide my Black Crows. The old man's voice fell, and the opposite, Yi Yuan, was turned into a nothingness in the screams. It is an incarnation of the body. The old man of the Black Crow waved, and the Black Crow smoldered through a stone pillar, and a scream was heard. However, as before, Yi Yuan once again turned into a void. Hide, keep hiding, I see when you can hide. The old man of the Black Crow was full of gloom. He kept urging the Black Crows to smolder and destroying one leaf after another. However, what he destroyed is always fake leaves. The Black Crow's old man's face is blue and green, and this leaf is too difficult. A small spirit of 5 can actually condense so many incarnations. If you change to someone else, I am afraid that the power has already dried up. However, Yi Yuan kept changing his position, and the old man of the Black Crow could not figure out where Yi Yuan's real body was. His Black Crows are too hot, and there is no way to burn them without Yi Yuan. However, the Black Crow is not in a hurry to this, because he knows that the far-reaching medicinal herbs that Yi Yuan is able to enhance, must be time-limited and sequelae. Therefore, before the efficacy of the drug is over, Yi Yuan will definitely take the opportunity to deal with himself. He didn't even have to kill Yi Yuan, as long as he resisted Yi Yuan's last blow, Yi Yuan would let him kill him. This kid has a lot of secrets. When he searches for the soul, he should be able to dig a lot of secrets. Isn't it still coming out? Is it interesting to hide from cats and cats? But your remedy should be coming soon. Burning a Yi Yuan, the old black crow yelled at the empty underground cave. At this moment, Yi Yuan's figure was pulled out from behind a stone pillar, and the Jujian style suddenly started. This is the first time that Yi Yuan took the initiative to attack the black crow, and it was almost smashed. However, the old black crow seems to have expected this sneer, the black crow smoldering in his palm, and instantly hit Yi Yuan. Yi Yuan hasn't had time to scream, the black crow is bursting open behind the old man, and another figure is rushing out. This is the true body of Yi Yuan. He used the incarnation to attract the black crows, and the real body launched a fatal blow behind the old man of the black crow. This shot is just right, not giving the old black crows a breather. Kangwa's sword straight stabbed the throat of the old man of the black crow, already close at hand. The old man of the black crow turned around, but he could not see the panic on his face. He suddenly smiled coldly. Wait for a long time. Only this sentence, Yi Yuan is suddenly changing his face. The old man of the black crow stretched his finger and clamped the sword of Yi Yuan. The next moment, the black flame spread along the Kangwa sword, quickly burned the hand of Yi Yuan holding the sword, and then quickly burned to the whole body. If you want to do it again, do you think I will be fooled again? Childish. Now, you can die. The black crow sneered. This time, the black crow smoldered to the true body of Yi Yuan. Chapter 178 Explosive. Ah, let go. Go and let go. Yi Yuan's body was entwined with black flames, and the expression on his face seemed to be somewhat distorted. It seemed extremely painful. Ha ha ha, pain. Let the old man appreciate your painful expression. Enjoy the old man's black crows. Seeing Yi Yuan's painful expression, the black crow's heart can't tell the refreshment. This trip to the Lianyu Canyon, he has been eaten by the boy of this spiritual environment, how depressed and depressed. Now, this kid is finally being subdued by himself, and the old man of the black crow can't help but feel a sense of exuberance. However, the old man of the black crow did not find out that Yi Yuan's other hand was hidden in the sleeve and had been doing something secretly. Oh, lie to you. The old man of the black crow is enjoying the thrill of victory, but at this time, the distorted expression on Yi Yuan's face is replaced by a relaxed expression. The old man of the black crow has changed his face and instinctively feels bad. However, it is too late. Between the black crow and Yi Yuan, a very terrifying energy was set off. Yi Yuan's body, suddenly a yellowish flame came out, and the black crows were intertwined with each other. Net Tan Shengwo, it is a net sandal fire. You don't want to die. Two kinds of fires together, there will be explosions, we will all die. Stop, stop, the old black crow shouted hysterically. Yuan Huo is born in the heavens and the earth, even if it is a first-order Yuan Huo, it is also a spiritual thing. Heaven and earth spirits have their own pride, so the two kinds of fires can't be touched together anyway, especially if the two types of fires are not much different. Once the two elements of fire come together, the two elements of the fire will produce strong friction, resulting in a terrible explosion. This kind of explosion is called blast. The higher the order of the two elements, the stronger the explosion. The net sandal fire is a fourth-order fire, and the black crow yin fire has been carefully cultivated by the old man of the black crow, and it has already approached the fourth order. The two kinds of fires are intertwined to produce the explosion, the power can be imagined. Oh, you think too much, it's just you who died. In the face of the horror energy emitted by the two types of fire collisions, Yi Yuan is very indifferent. For Yi Yuan, he can be killed by the killing, but not burned, even if the two flames are fourth order and one is quasi-fourth. The two flames are intertwined, picking up a horrible energy vortex and firmly sucking the two. The old man of the black crow tried his best to break free from this bondage, but it was in vain. Feeling more and more horrible energy, the old man of the black crow feels the desperation that has never been seen before. What is terrible is not death, but the process of waiting for death. Kid, now it's still time to close the hand. We also withdraw the Yuan fire, the explosion will not happen. Otherwise, we will burn the jade. The old man of the black crow was so anxious to sweat. Yi Yuan said faintly, let's enjoy the power of the explosion. I will not accompany you. The explosion has already taken place. Yi Yuan does not have to stay again, otherwise it is really necessary to bury the old black crow. Yi Yuan's body shape changed, and it was like a fish that broke away from the shackles of the blasting vortex and swam outside the cave. The old man of the black crow saw this scene, and the eyes were coming out. Such a strong bondage, even he cannot get rid of this. See, how is this kid doing? However, he has no time to consider this at this time, because it is about to explode. And he is in the center of the explosion, and once he explodes he will die. The old man of Black Raven tried various methods, but he was never able to break away from this powerful suction. Trying various ways to eliminate the blast is still in vain. At this time, Yi Yuan swims in the air like a fish and finally comes to the hole. The force of the shackles of the explosion ended here, and Yi Yuan fell softly to the ground and could no longer move. At the same time, the south wind appeared out of thin air. Yi Yuan, are you okay? Seeing the horror of Yi Yuan, Nanfang rushed up. Yi Yuan smirked and said, "Do you look like me? Is it okay?" "Nonsense. Let's leave here, it will explode soon. I can't move now, take me out of here." After that, Yi Yuan's eyes were completely dizzy. In fact, from the beginning, Yi Yuan noticed the fire of the old man of the Black Crow. At that time, Yi Yuan had already made a decision. Yi Yuan is very clear. In his realm, let alone killing the old man of the Black Crow, he wants to make his attack hit him, even if he takes the second-order 5-line panda. And Yi Yuan's body, the biggest killer, is the 4th-order elemental fire sandalwood fire that has just been refining. Only it can cause damage to the old man of the Black Crow. Therefore, not far from the last minute, Yi Yuan must not show this card. However, Yi Yuan is very sensitive to Yuan Huo. He can feel the faint feeling that the old man in the Black Crow has a kind of fire that is not weak. This, however, has provided Yi Yuan with a new idea, that is, the explosion. Once the explosion can take shape, it is not a matter of hurting the old man of the Black Crow. Therefore, Yi Yuan step by step for the camp, one by one, the most powerful means of the old Black Crow, the Black Crow Yin Fire. The old man of the Black Crow seems to be very powerful, but he has stepped into the trap that Yi Yuan designed for him. Until the end, Yi Yuan used the incarnation of the body to attract the old man of the Black Crow, and his own sneak attack was to create an illusion of his poor skills for the old man. Unfortunately, the old Black Crow was fooled. When he reacted, the blast had formed, and the old man of the Black Crow wanted to escape, and he could not escape. However, Yi Yuan's research on Yuanwo is not at all imaginable by people without borders. In the past, he had had 9 kinds of fires. When he had nothing to do, he put them together to play, so as to better understand the characteristics of Yuanwo. The old man of the Black Crow couldn't even think of the blast. Yi Yuan had already played badly, how could he trap him? However, in order to display the explosion, Yi Yuanifar paid a great price. Although he refines the net sandalwood fire, his body, meridians, and dantian are only the level of the spirit of the liquid, and they cannot bear the 4th-order fire. That is to say, although Yi Yuan refining the 4th-order elemental fire, his alchemy and the release of the Yuan Huo Wei can only suppress the 2nd-order level. Just now, Yi Yuan released all the power of the net sandal fire, and he could imagine how much damage he caused to his body. If Yi Yuan's control of Yuan Huo had reached the peak of his peak, he would have been slain by the net sandal fire. Even so, his current state is terrible, only to summon the south wind to take him away. Boom! A dull explosion of sound rang and the entire underground cavern trembled. Chapter 179 Yi Hang is out. The imperial city of Qin, these days are quite lively. Without him, the Drunk Star building advertised an invitation and held a Pindan conference. In the past month, the Drunk Star building can be said to be infinitely beautiful, and there is a hidden position in the Qin dynasty. Since the launch of Juyuandan, the Drunk Star building has always been a city of the city, and there are a large number of warriors gathered every day, only to buy Juyuandan. This time, Wan Donghai even released a big move, held this Pindan conference, and invited almost all the leading figures in Qin. It is said that the Drunk Star building will launch 3 new medicinal drugs at this Pindan meeting at one time, which will revolutionize Qingguodan's medicine industry. Such explosive news naturally caused great sensation in Qin. Because there is an example of Juyuan Dan, the news released by the Drunk Star building naturally evokes the appetite of all warriors. A Juyuan Dan has changed the pattern of Qingguodan's pharmaceutical industry. What changes will be triggered if 3 new drugs are introduced at one time? I am afraid, isn't it just as simple as squeezing the medicine fragrant pavilion? In any case, the move of the Drunk Star building not only aroused the attention of all the high-level people in the Qin state, but also caused great concern of the civilian warriors. Even though the reputation of the Drunk Star house in the Wicked Hunter is already very bad, there are still many people who buy the drug here. This is a no-brainer. After all, the most powerful group is the most powerful group, and Juyuan Dan is the unique drug of the Drunk Star building. These warriors have no choice. Since this time, the Drunk Star building has also taken a series of measures to suppress the drug Shangge, and now it has almost monopolized the drug market in Qin. Except for Shi Kaiyong, the majority of people are forced or actively to come to the Drunk Star building to buy medicinal herbs. The situation for the drug Shangge has reached the point of life and death. At this time, Yi Heng is still in the process of retreat. Wanjia, Wandonghai is sitting opposite a middle-aged Chinese man. The middle-aged man's eyebrows reveal calmness and domineering, and in the momentum is actually not weaker than Wandonghai. Yu Lin brother, this time we Wansuk and the 2 joined forces, we must unify the Qingguodan medicine industry. Wandonghai seems to be proud of the spring breeze. The middle-aged man in the Chinese costume opposite him is Su Yulin, the Sujia family. Awkwardly, Qin state must be shocked by the existence of 3 earthquakes. Su Yulin is not as proud as Wandonghai, but faintly said, the unified Dan medicine industry is only the beginning, waiting for the top floor of the Wangguo Dan medicine industry, do not forget the agreement between us. Whereas Rain Lin brother said, we have cooperated with each other for so many years. Isn't Rain Lin brother still understanding the people of Wandonghai? The South Wind family is weak, and it has long been unable to bear the Qin state. The Su family replaced it with the people's heart. Wan will naturally not go against the sky. Oh, that's good. Su Mo here in advance to congratulate the Wanlu landlord to complete the long-cherished wish, completely smashing the medicine incense. Haha, isn't this thanks to Yulin's brother? If there is no new medicinal medicine provided by Yulin's brother, Wanmu will not have it today. Yulin brother rest assured that he will take the south wind and replace it. Wan is the royal refining pharmacist. Well, Wanlu has a heart. I am still worried about it. The wind of the Pindan conference has been released for so long. Nanfeng Yi is not a bit quiet. Is it that he is brewing something? Yu Lin brother thinks more. The royal family is dying, except for the old man who is not dead in the South Wind building. How can there be people? Right, there is no congratulation to Yulin brothers to break through the 2 crystals. Now in addition to Wu Daofeng and Zhang Yunhe a neutral person, who is the opponent of Yulin's brother in the whole Qin state. Can Yulin's brother break through at this time, and does not prove the destiny from the side? Oh, maybe I really want more. But in the past few days, the introduction of the Shangzong is coming to Danwu College. With the support of the instigation, the transition to power should be smoother. Wan Donghai heard the words but changed his face and did not answer the words. It turns out that the Su family has such a profound background in the Union sect. It is no wonder that dared to do such a thing. Su Yulin revealed this to him. He also gave him a warning in disguise, so that he should not have too many inconsistencies. Ha, it seems that Yulin is really ready for everything. Right, I heard that Yi Heng's son has participated in the infinite trial, and he has never returned. I am afraid that he is already dead in the infinite forest. Now the Leaves Henglian's son is gone, I am afraid that after the customs clearance, will it be like a thunder? Wan Donghai is very interesting to open the topic. Who knows that Wan Donghai does not say okay, but Su Yulin has changed his face. The missing man was the son of Yi Heng, and his son disappeared along with him. Su Yulin couldn't understand why he sent his Chong brothers to help his son. How come there is no news at the moment? Could it be said that after they killed Yi Yuan, they encountered other things delayed. Hey, the Pindan conference is coming soon. The Wanlu masters should not pay attention to these little things, or put their minds on the big things. Su Mo has something to do, then go. Su Yulin is not happy. Wan Donghai is somewhat inexplicable and does not know where he offended Su Yulin. A small-sized warrior proudly walked into the medicine incense, and the treasurer Feng San slouched and screamed, and he did not see anyone coming in. Is there still a living person? Come out, Xiao Yan shouted very arrogantly. Feng San was awakened and saw the costumes of Xiao Yan. He could not help but be furious. Where is the kid, dare to scatter here? Do you know where this is? Xiao Xiao looked at Feng San and said proudly. Of course, Xiao Yi knows where this place is, a broken shop that wants to close down. Feng San, Xiao Yi sees you still have a bit of skill, or else come to Drunk Star Building. Xiao Yi, I will mix it. Feng Sanwen said with great anger. A miscellaneous little sly, I dare to let my Feng San mix with you. You don't sneak in your urine, you count. Hey, Feng, the treasurer, don't be angry. I am a good matcher, but Feng's treasurer is in a situation now, afraid that it is even worse than a miscellaneous thing. I will let you mix with me now, give you a chance. Otherwise, wait for the Pindan conference. As soon as he opened, Feng's treasurer wanted to find a job again, fearing it was not so easy. Feng Sanchen pointed his finger at the door and angered, get out of the way. Don't go out, Lao Su will throw you out. My Feng San is starving to death, and I won't go to the Drunk Star floor shoes. The little girl was not busy and took out an invitation. She shook in front of Feng San. I didn't see it. My family's landlord read the past love. I specially sent an invitation to you. If you take me out, but you are in the Qingguodan medicine industry. Feng San is already furious, and this little boy is coming to send invitations to humiliate the medicine incense. The medicine incense pavilion has already been like this. Going to participate in any Pindan conference, let yourself go out and let people fight. Take your broken invitation to lousy, or I really want to do it. Said Feng Sanchi from the sleeves, really want to hit people. At this moment, a calm voice sounded, Feng San lived. This invitation, our medicine incense cabinet accepted. You go back to tell Wan Donghai, pinnacle meeting Yi Hang, must arrive. Chapter 180 Nanfang Yi. East, you are finally out. Feng San, who was in anger, looked back at Yi Hang and suddenly overjoyed. No one can understand, how come Feng San is here for more than a month. However, now that I see Yi Hang out, everything is worth it. Hey, isn't it a bad thing, what's the fuss? Now, at this time, what is the use of the customs? Seeing Yi Hang, Xiao Yan was also very surprised, but he quickly got up again. Drunken Star House is now the most powerful. Even if Yi Hang is out of the customs, how can he turn the tide? Impossible. You dare to disrespect the owner, look for death. Feng Sanwen said that he was furious, and he would have to slap a little. Forget it, a little sly, let him go. Yi Hang faint. In his capacity, there is no need to care about it with a small person. Haha, Yi Geju really is a person who knows the general. I think, as long as Yi Guju bowed to our landlord at the Pindan conference, he should be forgiving a lot of forgiveness. Hey, I have already sent the invitation, Yi Geju, let go. Xiao Yan really regarded himself as a personal object, arched his hand toward Yi Hang, and then left the stride. Feng San was mad at the side of his teeth, and his face was uncomfortable. Dongjia, people Drunk Star Building now a small donkey dare to come to our medicine incense cabinet to provoke. In my opinion, the rod smashed this kid, give the Drunk Star floor color look. Yi Hang waved his hand and smiled. This little girl is just a small person. If you kill him, isn't it even more incompetent? You can only take the smuggling of the Drunk Star Building. Look for the place, of course, look for their family. Feng San brows his head and listens to some flavors. He said with great joy, the meaning of the East is. Yi Hang took the invitation and played with the taste. Wan Donghai wants to pass the Pindan conference to unify the Qingguodan medicine industry, fearing it is not so easy. Haha, I know that the East will not easily admit defeat. Feng Sanyi listened to the big joy, but immediately frowned and said, The East, it is said that Wan Donghai held this Pindan conference but also launched 3 new Dan medicine. A Juyuan Dan has made us burnt, and if there are 3 more, we. Do not worry, Lao Feng. More than the drug, it should be that our father and son have never been afraid of it. This time, we must let everyone open their eyes. Yi Hang Hao Qian. Feng San looked at Yi Hang, and his eyes could not help but reveal the color of surprise. Just now Yi Hangming intends to say his own, but when the words come to the lips, they bring Yi Yuan. Dignified Master Dan, actually brought his son, why? In a different courtyard of the palace, Yi Yuanzheng was lying on a wicker chair, cocking his legs, and there were 2 beautiful ladies in the back who gave him a fan and enjoyed it. Yi Yuan, your resident Yan Dan refining is good. No longer refining, this princess will burn this hospital and send you to heaven. The roar of the south wind broke the silence of this courtyard. Yi Yuan was shocked and quickly went out with a stagger. When he saw the south wind holding a torch in his hand, he was tempted to ignite. The south wind was clear and smiled after the south wind. This woman is said to do it. If it is not good, it will burn here. Don't stop, my aunt, this is your house, what are you burning? I am in charge of you. If you don't refine my resident Yan Dan today, I will burn it here. I said that you can't wait for 2 days. My injury is just right. I have just refining Yuanyang Dan in the last 2 days. I am so badly hurt, do you always give me time to rest? Otherwise, if I put Yan Dan if the refining is broken, will it not ruin the peerless face of the sister? After coming out of the underground cave, Yi Yuan let Nanfeng take him to the palace. In this way, Su Yishan and Yi Yuan disappeared at the same time. Yi Yuan has a ready-made medicinal herb, but his injury is too heavy and he will recover for 3 days. After the restoration, Yi Yuan could not wait to refine Yuanyang Dan, and let Nanfeng Jiru secretly sent to Danwu College. Since Yi Yuan's recovery, Nanfeng has been thinking about her resident Yan Dan, and forced Yi Yuan's refining every day. However, Yi Yuan's current physical condition is not very good, so it has been delayed for a few days. The violent and beautiful south wind Zhang Yu finally couldn't help it today, and ran to threaten Yi Yuan. I don't care, I must see Yan Dan today. Just then, they heard a voice behind them. Hey, come back. Don't mess. Ah, father, I am joking with Yi Yuan. Yes, Yi Yuan. Nanfeng stunned Yi Yuan with his eyes. The middle-aged person in front of Yi Yuan is like a crown jade. The momentum is like a rainbow. The style of the king is not concealed anyway. This person is the emperor of Nanfeng Ruqing, the father of Nanfengyu, the emperor of Qin dynasty, Nanfengyi. Yi Yuan was also the first to see Nanfengyi. This person gave him a sense of deep understanding of everything. Nanfengyi is looking at Yi Yuan, and Yi Yuan is also looking at Nanfengyi, and does not mean to salute. Dandy has the pride of dandy. Even if he is reborn, he will not be able to bow to a mortal emperor. Nanfengyi did not pay attention to the south wind, but faintly said, if it is sunny, you will take it back with you, I have something to say and Yi Shao brother. Nanfengyi actually defaulted Yi Yuan's rude behavior. Yes, if the south wind was sunny and led, and the niece retired, the few ladies would naturally retreat. However, if the south wind did not say anything on the surface, it was very shocking. The emperor actually called Yi Yuan a little brother. This kind of title is undoubtedly to put Yi Yuan on the same level as himself. In the impression of the south wind, I have never seen the emperor so high, so this person is only a 15-year-old boy. The emperor and his subjects are brothers and sisters, which sounds weird. Although the south wind if Qing knows that Yi Yuan is not a normal hair boy, the name of Nanfengyi is enough to surprise her. When Nanfeng Ruaoqing and others retired, Nanfengyi and Yi Yuan entered the other hospital and sat down in the garden pavilion. These days, the little girl and the sister-in-law are entrusted to the Yi Shao brothers. I took them to express their gratitude to Yi Shaoxi. Nanfengyi's opening was a thank you, but it was quite an accident. Your words are heavy, just to raise their hands, when they are not thankful. Not to mention, they also helped me a lot. Yi Yuan is frankly accepted, and did not deny anything.
It can also be seen from the attitude of the other party that his thing is that he has already passed the Nanfang Ruoking Ant, and he has been known by Nanfang Yi. Nanfang Yi waved his hand and said, "That is different. You give them help, enough for them to live for a lifetime." Yi Yuan just smiled and said, "Looking down to find me, I am afraid not only to thank you. Let's go straight to the point, I don't like to turn around."